First Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ITT Tech pregame show. Here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Live from Little Rock, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Hello once again, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to Ray Winder Field. Tonight, Minor League Baseball and the Texas League present the Arkansas Travelers and the San Antonio Missions in Game 1 of a 3-game series. It is a cloudy, overcast, and threatening night here in Little Rock. Phil Elson with you on the ITT Tech pregame show here on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. A pleasure to have you with us for the first game of this 7-game homestand. We're not quite sure that we're going to actually get this game in, at least earlier this morning. If you live in Central Arkansas, you know that it rained like cats and dogs in the morning, but the storm broke in the late morning, and we haven't had a single drop of rain fall for a good 6 to 7 hours. And so even though the skies have been threatening and the weather report has been just as threatening, we're ready to play some baseball. The tarp has been on the infield, and although the outfield is a little bit soggy, the infield is in as good a shape as it possibly can be. It is dry, and we should be able to play some baseball tonight. It's a good thing, too, because the Arkansas Travelers just won their first back-to-back games in a couple of weeks. Before yesterday's off day, the Travs put together a couple of impressive back-to-back games at Corpus Christi, winning on Monday 8-5 and then powering out the way for a 5-2 win over Corpus Christi on Tuesday. 4 Traveler homers, including 2 by Mike Elward, 1 each by Matt Brown and Aaron Peel. Brown and Elward going back-to-back in the 6th inning. That was all that Daniel Davidson needed to back up his 8-inning start, allowing only 6 hits and 2 runs. And so while the Travs had been in the midst of a 4-game losing streak going into Monday's game at Corpus Christi, the Travelers now have won a couple of games in a row. They're 5 games out of first behind division-leading Springfield. Your Travs tonight come in with an 11-15 record. Meanwhile, San Antonio, they are 10-15. The Missions, who had defeated the Travs 3 out of 4 games last week at Wolf Stadium, are coming off a series against the Springfield Cardinals where they dropped 2 of 3. Your pitching matchup tonight, a couple of right-handers. For the Travs, it's James Holcomb, still looking for his first win. He's 0-2 with a 3.42 ERA, but Holcomb has pitched very well his last couple of times out. In fact, he has given the Travs 2 consecutive very good starts, going 13 1/3 innings combined over those 2 starts, only 5 runs and 10 hits combined, but still the Travs have not been able to give him his first victory of the year. Yorman Bazardo will be on the mound for the Missions tonight, young 21-year-old right-hander from Venezuela. It was pretty impressive in a performance last week against the Travs, limiting Arkansas to only 3 singles in the first 6 innings, but then he gave up 3 hits and 2 runs in the 7th. Still, he got a no decision. Bazardo, 1 win, 1 loss, and a 3.64 ERA. It's the first game of a 7-game homestand here at Ray Winder Field. 3 games against these San Antonio Missions. That'll include the Shell Discount Family Weekend tomorrow and Saturday. Don't forget you can pick up those $3 discount coupons at any Little Rock area Shell gas station, and those will get you in for $3 a piece. Friday and Saturday, Jaguars bobblehead dolls for the first 500 paid kids tomorrow, and post-game fireworks on Saturday. And then the Missions will be heading up to Springfield for Sunday's game, and the Travs will be taking on Corpus Christi for a 4-game set beginning Sunday and ending next Wednesday. We're very glad to have you with us here on Air America Little Rock, KDXE 1380. We'll take a break and return with more on the ITT Tech pregame show, checking out yesterday's Texas League game and also running through the standings and the schedule tonight. It's Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Welcome back to the ITT Tech pregame show at Ravender Field here in Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Phil Elson with you on the broadcast. Going to check out some of yesterday's Texas League scores. In fact, there were only 2 games in the league yesterday, both afternoon affairs. The Wichita Wranglers defeated Frisco by an 8-2 final score. Wranglers got a homer from Chris Labansky in the 6th inning, his 3rd of the year. They had 14 base hits, holding Frisco to just 9. Kyle Middleton earned his first win of the year. His record 1-2. Allowed 5 in 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. Armando Galarraga having a real rough time in his first go-around at Double-A. He drops to 0-4 for Frisco, giving up 7 runs in 5 2/3 innings. Over at Tulsa, they finished out a series with the Drillers and the Midland Rockhounds. Tulsa picked up the victory by a final score of 2-0. Manny Ujoa, 6 shutout innings of work, struck out 8, allowed only 4 base hits. Michael Birch and Manuel Corpus finished it, with Corpus saving his 5th of the season. Drillers only collected 4 base hits in the win. Christian Colonel with a 2-run single, 2-run double later in the ball game, and that would drive home the only 2 runs of the game. So the Drillers, with that victory, moved to 15-10, half game in back of Springfield in the Texas League North. Springfield at 16-10. They're starting out a series hosting Corpus Christi today, and Tulsa's already played the first game of a doubleheader at Frisco. The Rough Riders and the Drillers scheduled for 2 today at the Giant Soda Bottle. Frisco wins the opening game 6-4. With Walker picking up the victory, Steven Register was the losing pitcher, and Corey saving his 6th. The Drillers continue to show a lot of power. They did 6 home runs in a game 2 days ago. They have 2 homers today. Chris Ionetta and Joe Gaetti going deep. Frisco got one from Kevin Mahar. But with the victory, Frisco now at 13-12. They are just a game and a half in back of Corpus Christi and Midland. Those teams are tied for first in the Texas League South. San Antonio, the Trav opponent, pulling up the rear, 10-15. They're 4.5 games out of first place. Travelers start today 5 games out. Only 4.5 in back of second place Tulsa, but now with the Drillers losing, they're a full game out at 15-11, and the Travs actually 4 games behind the Drillers for second place. Wichita still the worst record in the league, 8-18, 8 games out. They're just about to get set for the second game at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark at Frisco with the Drillers and the Rough Riders. Wichita and Midland have just started their game. They're in the top of the first, a 0-0 score. Corpus Christi and Springfield tonight at Hammond Field, a matchup of 2 of the first-place teams in the league. Matt Albers on the mound for the Hooks, a 3-1 record, 1.69 ERA. Chris Lambert pitching for the Cardinals, his record 2-2 and a 5.96 earned run average. Now for a look at the AgPro Farm Report and see what's going on around the Angels organization. We'll start with the big club and check out the Angels today. The Angels snapping a losing streak, beating Detroit 7-2. And if you look in the box score today, you will see about 7, actually, I believe it's 10 former Travelers either pitching or playing for the Angels today. Mike Napoli and Tommy Murphy made their major league debuts this afternoon. They were kind of stealth call-ups. In the morning, the Angels sent down Jeff Mathis to AAA at Salt Lake. Matty was only hitting about 100 and hadn't started off very well over the month of April, so he has been optioned down to Salt Lake. Napoli called up, and in his first ever major league at-bat, Mike Napoli hits a home run. Just the 92nd player in Major League history to do so. And what do you know? his 31 homers leading the Texas League last year, and he hits his first Major League home run in his first big league at-bat. And just the answer to the trivia question is he hit it off Justin Verlander, the losing pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, and Murphy finishes 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. You had Sean Figgins leading off at third base. He was 2 for 4. Adam Kennedy batting in the 5-hole. He was 2 for 5. Casey Kotzman hitting 6. He hit a base hit and an RBI. It was his first home run of the year. Howie Kendrick was the designated hitter. He was 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Mike Napoli and Tommy Murphy rounding out the last 2 spots. And then all 3 pitchers that were with the Angels today, they are all former Travelers, including Kevin Gregg, who shut down one of the hottest teams in all of the majors. The Detroit Tigers, only 3 hits, 1 run in 7 innings. Gregg is now 2-0 with a 1.02 ERA. In the majors this year, Brendan Donnelly pitched the 8th. Frankie Rodriguez pitched the 9th. And it's taken a little bit, but over the last couple of years, we've really seen a lot more former Travelers becoming entrenched in the lineup for the Angels. And who knows, with Mathis down to AAA and now Napoli up from Salt Lake, you may see Napoli in the lineup just about every day now for the struggling LA Angels, will pick up a much-needed win. So now taking a look at the rest of the teams in the Angels organization on the AgPro Farm Report. Just quickly running through it, letting you know how the teams did yesterday. Salt Lake lost to Las Vegas 4-3, and the Bees still in first in the Pacific North Division at 16-10, a half game in front of Tacoma. Tonight, Salt Lake hosting Vegas again. The Bees did not announce the starting pitchers. Rancho Cucamonga, a 6-4 winner at Modesto yesterday, and the Quakes are 14-12 in the California League South. Third place, a game and a half out. Rancho hosting Modesto tonight at the Epicenter. And in the Midwest League, Cedar Rapids had the day off yesterday. In fact, every team in the Midwest League was off yesterday. The Rapids are 13-13 and tied for third in the Midwest League Western Division, just 2 games out. And the Colonels are taking on Wisconsin today, starting off the series. Nick Adenhart, who's a big prospect of Cedar Rapids, on the mound looking to improve his record to 4-0. Looks like we're about to have the national anthem performed here at Ray Winder Field. So why don't we take a break? We'll come back with the Southwest Airlines Major League Scoreboard on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better because 2 great companies have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and FCC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with voice services, digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and singular wireless. Learn more at thenewATT.com. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories. Hey, nobody said quitting smoking was easy, but others have done it, and you can too, with help from the SOS Quit line, 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the help you need to kick the tobacco habit. It's free, and it's free of nagging and preaching, too. So call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and get the help you need. What have you got to lose, besides the most dangerous habit you've ever had? 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call now. We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
I'd like to thank the group from Cabot Middle School that came to sing the national anthem as they walk off the field. We'll take a look at the Southwest Airlines Major League Scoreboard and see what's going on. We've got plenty of games. There were finals earlier today, including that Angels win over the Tigers 7-2. We already told you mostly about that. The Angels now are 13-16, and they started today in third place in the West in the American League. They remain 3.5 games behind division-leading Texas. Continuing in the American League, final score out of the South side of Chicago, White Sox 4, Seattle 1. Jose Contreras is 5-0 after the win. Bobby Jenks saved his 9th of the year in 9 tries, I might add. Jim Thome hit the only homer of the game, his 11th. The White Sox, the Major League best, 20-8. Oakland crushes Cleveland 12-4. Kirk Starler's got his first win of the year. Travis Hafner hit his 11th home run for Cleveland. Brady Sizemore also hit his second, but that was all really the only bright spots for the Indians on a day where they out-hit the A's 14-11, but still were outscored 12-4. Over in the National League, Milwaukee was the winner over San Francisco today. Doug Davis, the winner over Brad Hennessy. Former Trav Derek Turnbow saved his 10th. Jeff Jenkins and Carlos Lee homered for the Brewers. Lee, 12 home runs on the year, and Mike Matheny went deep for the Giants. In progress currently at Shea Stadium, the Mets leading Pittsburgh 1-0, top of the fourth. Tom Glavine is not allowed a hit over the first 3 innings. Atlanta 3 and the Phillies 2 at the bottom of the third at Citizens Bank Park. Jimmy Rollins homered for the 4th time of the season. And Florida over Washington 5-2 in the middle of the 4th. Later tonight in the National League, you got 4 games. Still on tap, St. Louis and Houston on the deuce. Chris Carpenter on the mound for the Cardinals, 3-1, 1.80 ERA. He's taking on Andy Pettit, who is 1-4 with a 5.25 earned run average. Rockies hosting the Reds tonight. Aaron Harang on the mound for the Reds is 4-1, taking on right-hander Josh Fogg, who's 2-1. Chicago Cubbies at Arizona. The Diamondbacks looking to sweep a quick 2-game set. Hill on the mound for the Cubs. Cruz for the D-backs. Dodgers and Padres at Dodger Stadium tonight. Pods on a 4-game winning streak, but they're still just 12-15. Brad Hensley on the mound for the Padres and Brett Tomko for the Dodgers. In the American League, there's 3 games currently going on. Boston with a 5-run first inning. They still lead the Blue Jays in the 4th inning, 5-0 at Fenway Park. Yankees trail Tampa Bay in the bottom of the 4th inning, 3-1 at the Juice Dome. Hideki Matsui's 4th home run, accounting for the Yanks' only run. And Baltimore and Texas have just gotten underway in Arlington. Later tonight, and in about 3 minutes, as a matter of fact, Kansas City taking on the Minnesota Twins. Jeremy Afel and Silva are the starting pitchers. We'll keep you updated on all those games as we get throughout the broadcast today on the Southwest Airlines Sports Ticker. I'd like to remind folks about the singular bat boy contest coming up. You can register your 14 to 16-year-old boy to be a Travs bat boy for a night, and you can register at Singular Wireless in East McCain, North Little Rock. You can register them until Sunday. Make sure that your boy has to be a boy because they will be dressing with the Travs in the clubhouse, and that's no place for girls. You got to be 14 to 16 years old and register by Sunday at the Singular Wireless location in North Little Rock. Travs are taking the field. We'll take one more break. Come back with the first pitch in the starting lineups on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Apollo 13. Great films known for their award-winning special effects. To create the magic, Hollywood hires companies like Industrial Light and Magic. Industrial Light and Magic hires imaginative people like Aaron Fowl. Before he was a master of special effects, he was a media communications student at Webster University in St. Louis, where his talent took off. Today, he inspires the imagination at DreamWorks FKG. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success. Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard credit card. Cash back, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For a limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 2.9% annual percentage rate on qualifying purchases. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at afcu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back at Ray Winder Field in Little Rock here on Thursday, May the 4th. A very cloudy, overcast early evening with a chance for thunderstorms, but as we know, it never rains at Ray Winder Field. It's only heavy dew. Let's go through the starting lineup to begin with the Missions out of San Antonio, the AA affiliate of the Seattle Mariners. Skipper Darren Brown has Sebastian Boucher leading off in center field. Michael Garcia-Parra batting in the 2-hole and playing second base. Bryan LaHair hits third. He'll be the first baseman for the Missions, with John Nelson cleaning up in left field. Jesús Guzmán in the 5-hole is the third baseman. Gary Harris batting sixth, the designated hitter. Wladimir Balentien batting seventh is the right fielder for San Antonio, with Justin Rusty hitting eighth as the starting catcher. Ozzie Navarro bats ninth. He'll be at shortstop. The Arkansas Travelers post 11 wins and 15 losses, and today Dwayne Bacon leads off in center field. Aaron Peel batting second and left. Brandon Wood hitting third at short. Third baseman Matt Brown cleaning up today, with Mike Elwood playing first base and batting fifth. Sixth hitter is catcher Bobby Wilson. Batting seventh is right fielder Jason Espedo. David Gates is your Travs DH. He'll bat eighth. Eric Rodlin batting ninth at second base. Starting pitcher for the Missions, Yorman Bazardo, 1 win, 1 loss, 3.64 ERA. And James Holcomb on the mound for the Travs. He delivers the first pitch of the night to Sebastian Boucher, and it is a called strike. 7-11 on the start time today. And here at Raywinder Field, with a slight chance of thunderstorms, 68 degrees at first pitch. Boucher is a left-hand batter hitting .219. Holcomb delivers from the right side, and it's swatted out of play over the third base dugout. 0-2 on Boucher. James Holcomb stands 6'5", 190 pounds when he was signed. He's put on 10 pounds now. 25 years old, from Reno, Nevada, and appearing in his sixth game with the Travs. No wins, 2 losses, and a 3.42 ERA, giving 2 quality starts in a row. 0-2 to Boucher. Caught him looking on the outside corner. Strike 3. A nice backdoor slider. And Boucher walks past our unnamed plate umpire, who unfortunately will have to continue to be unnamed for the remainder of the season. And it's a strikeout for Holcomb, his 18th of the year. Can't have any more fun with the name. Michael Garcia-Parra steps into the batter's box for the Missions, right-hand batter. He's hitting .296, 1 home run, 14 RBIs. And Holcomb will work from the windup, and here's the pitch to Garcia-Parra. Fastball called strike right down the pipe. Holcomb with a fastball in the high 80s. He throws a curve, a slider, a changeup. Good command with everything. Walked only 5, plus the 18 strikeouts in 26 2/3 innings. The right-hander with the 0-1 to Garcia-Parra, and it's chopped between the hole at shortstop and into left field for a base hit. Garcia-Parra makes the turn, but Aaron Peel came up clean with the ball, so it's a 1-out single for Mike Garcia-Parra to bring up Bryan LaHair. This is the guy you got to watch out for this series, Bryan LaHair. He is the top hitter on this Missions ball club. Missions as a team, I don't have too many hitters that frighten you. Wladimir Balentien is a power-hitting prospect, but having a rough time in his first season at single-A. The Missions have scored 106 runs, second least in the league, and they've hit only 18 homers, which is also second least, but LaHair is their top hitter. 337 average, 5 home runs. Big lefty takes the first pitch for a strike, a slider on the inside corner, and it is 0-1. LaHair followed by John Nelson, is a power-hitting right-hander. LaHair really hovers over that batting box with an open stance, daring for the pitch to come inside. Holcomb flips over to first base, checking on Garcia-Parra, and he is back. LaHair stands 6'5", 215 pounds. He's out of Worcester, Massachusetts, and he towers over everybody else in this San Antonio lineup, with the exception of Nelson, the on-deck man. The 0-1 is a little low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike from Holcomb to LaHair. LaHair had quite a series against the Travs last week, which included a home run. Started out 1 for 8 in the series, but he finished 6 for 15. Pitch on the way, ripped foul down the right field line. It hooks past the corner and over the Traveler dugout, and a long strike for LaHair makes the count 1-2. Quiet night at the ballpark, and it's going to be quiet all night long. Not too many people have come out for a Thursday night that was expected to be soaking wet, but the baseball gods have given us the weather that I guess we needed to at least get it in, but not draw a good crowd. Not a single ounce of sunlight all day long, but yet not a single square inch of rain for the last 7 hours. Runner fakes the steal. The pitch is a curve down and into LaHair, and it's 2-2. Nothing scored top of the first. Just underway here in the first game of a 3-game series with the Travs and the San Antonio Missions. A quick rematch from the series last week at Wolf Stadium, where the Travs won the opening game but then dropped the final 3. Turn over to first base. Holcomb throws, and it is late. Garcia-Parra back. San Antonio also not too much of a base-stealing team. No Texas League teams are really keen on the field this season. 2-2 pitch to LaHair. Swung on and hit towards the gap in right center field. Wayne Bacon reaching out and making a nice running grab. Runs into the fence. Turns and fires to first, but Garcia-Parra gets back in there. What a great catch by Wayne Bacon. And on the outfield grass, which is pretty slick here in Little Rock today, even the fact that he could keep his feet underneath him as he ran into the gap and then reach out and make the catch without falling down and sending up a plume of water. It was a pretty impressive feat, so we'll put a star next to that for Dwayne Bacon, the Trav center fielder. There's 2 outs. Garcia-Parra still at first, and here's John Nelson. Nelson, he's 6'5", so he's the same height as LaHair, a little bit thinner. Stretch pitch. Garcia-Parra fakes the steal, and the pitch is grounded foul down the third base side. It's 0-1. Garcia-Parra may not have faked the steal because he actually was running, it looked like, but slipped in a little patch of dirt, about 10 feet off of first base towards second, and he slipped in it, lost his footing, fell down, then got up and continued to run. So it looked like it was a hit and run. And John Nelson did his part. Garcia-Parra trying to smooth out some of the dirt and the runner's pass to second base, and he's back on first now, held on by Elworth. 0-1 to Nelson, who was 272, 3 home runs, 10 RBI. Pitch on the way. Swinging a little liner into left field for a base hit. He was fooled on the pitch and still gets between third and short. Garcia-Parra will hold at second. Nelson to first with the second hit of the inning. Not a well-hit ball. Pretty good pitch by Holcomb. He had Nelson really reaching out for it. And his backside was out towards his own dugout at third base. Kind of hit the ball with one hand off the end of the bat. I think he may have snapped the bat. But still found the gap between third and short, so a chance for the Missions to get ahead in the first inning. Jesús Guzmán stands in. A right-hand batter enters today with a 7-game hit streak. A stretch by Holcomb, who glances second and deliver. And a swing and a miss on the slider. Had him in front. It's 0-1. Guzmán hitting .253, 1 home run, and 8 RBIs. When the Travs saw him last week at the start of the series, he was hitting .182, so he bumped his average up about 70 points, about 71 points to be exact, with a 7-game hit streak. Stretch by Holcomb. Another glance at second. The 0-1 is a fastball down and in, and it's 1-1 on Guzmán. Well, in the series last week in San Antonio, Guzmán collected 2 game-winning RBIs against the Travs. He finished with 6 hits in 4 games, a couple of doubles, a triple, and 2 RBIs. Holcomb sets under the belt, hits and delivers. Guzmán swings and fouls it back into the chicken wire fence, and it's 1-2. Holcomb has allowed 2 runs in the first inning this year, these 2 earned runs. James has allowed 7 unearned runs total. Travis made a few errors behind him. They haven't had an unearned run scored on Holcomb over his last 2 starts. 5 earned runs and 13 in the third in that time. Here's the 1-2. Low and away, and it's a 2-2 count. Gary Harris on deck, a left-hand batting DH. Garcia-Parra had a 1-out single. John Nelson a 2-out single. So first and second, 2 outs. Infield is fanned out. Outfield gives a left field corner. Stretch. Holcomb delivers a changeup, and it's hit down the third base line, foul on the ground. Guzmán again in front of the Holcomb changeup, and he seems to have the right idea here. Changing speeds on Guzmán. Guzmán in his second year here with the Missions. He was a full-time third baseman last year at Double-A at the tender age of 20 years old. Handled his own last year and seeming to do the same so far here in the first month. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Guzmán. Fastball inside, a close one. Holcomb was trying to get it at the knees on the inside corner. He had the knees, but just a little off the plate. So with a 3-2 count, the runners will get a head start. The infield backs off, and they'll play deep all the way around. Rodman giving a little bit of room to the right side of second base. Holcomb forgets the runners. They go. The pitch is hit back up the middle. Wood giving chase. It's into center field for a base hit. Garcia-Parra coming around third to score, and it's 1-0 San Antonio. Well, of these 3 hits, none of them have been crushed. They've been ground balls all the way. And Nelson's single was where he was just out in front of it and seemed to find the right gap. So for the Missions here in the first inning, 3 base hits, 1 run, and everything perfect placement. For Guzmán, it's his 9th RBI of the year and his 6th RBI during what is now an 8-game hitting streak. Coming up to the plate now is Gary Harris. Harris, the DH, is hitting .269, no homers, 4 RBI. And with a left-hand batter, playing to pull a little on the right side of the infield. Pitch on the way. Harris takes a strike. Wilson throws to third. He throws it away. Coming from third, Nelson scores easily, and it's 2-0. Over to second goes Guzmán. Bobby Wilson is very aggressive, trying to throw out base runners at third base. We've seen him attempt it quite a bit. That's his first throwing error on a pickoff attempt. But the error makes it a 2-0 lead for the Mission. And Guzmán even gets to second base, so you got a runner at scoring position now, and a base hit by Harris makes it 3-0. Now 0-1. Here's Holcomb's pitch. Change up high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of all the catchers we've seen this year, and we still haven't seen Midland or Frisco, Bobby Wilson, I think, has been the best defensive catcher out of the other 5 teams. A 1-1, swing and a miss. Nice fastball swung under it, and it's 1-2 to Harris. Bobby Wilson is also the most aggressive catcher, I think, that we've seen this year. He hasn't picked anybody off one of the bases, but he does keep them fairly close. His 3rd error of the year, making it 2-0. 1-2 pitch to Harris, thrown into the dirt. Nice block by Bobby Wilson. He'll keep Guzmán at second base, and I don't even know how Bobby got his body on that. Holcomb threw a slider right into the dirt. You're about 2 feet in front of the batter, and Harris being a left-hand batter, Wilson had to move to his right very quickly, and somehow he was able to block it. One of the base umpires comes over to the mound and asks Holcomb to flip him the ball. He does so, and that umpire says, well, that's too wet. I'm going to get you a new baseball. And a new baseball comes out from our plate umpire. End of the stretch is Holcomb. A glance at Guzmán at second, and the pitch is popped up over the third base bleachers. And out of play, and it is still 2-2 on Harris. 2-0, the Mission's in front, top of the first. The best hit ball of this inning was LaHair's, and Dwayne Bacon tracked it down in right center field. Other than that, you got 3 seeing eye singles by the Mission. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Popped it up. Change up, had him in front. Shallow right field. Rodlin out from second. Gives way to Espedo. And the right fielder, Espedo, will put it away to end the first inning. But not a good first inning for the Travs as the Missions grab a 2-0 lead with 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. One of the runs will be unearned, and 1 man left on. 2-0 San Antonio. Here come the Travs to the plate on Air America Little Rock KDXE 1380.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is a proud supporter of American auto racing. From the down and dirty action of local dirt tracks all the way to the ultimate thrill of NASCAR, we're dedicated to racing and racing fans. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm definitely not going back to my old razor. I'm going to stick with M3 Power.
Check out what guys are saying about M3 Power, the first micro-power shaving system from Gillette.
I'm in shock right now. It's fantastic.
I feel like I'm getting a massage with this razor.
Wow, this is something new. I like this. I feel like I'm not even shaving, really. With the M3 Power, it made me look forward to shaving.
Feel the power of the world's best shave. M3 Power from Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'm a brain surgeon. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how the thing works. I just know it works.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Well, the Travs this season, at least in the early going, have found themselves trailing quite a bit after the first inning, or at least the first couple of innings. Travs have made a habit out of trying to claw back into ball games, and while things haven't gotten out of hand already, it's only 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Already, it seems the tone of the ball game has been set. So the Missions grab the early lead, and the Travs will have to fight back, at least in the early going. They'll be trying to fight back against Yorman Bazardo, who only allowed 3 hits over 6 innings his last time out against the Travs. And the Missions put him back out there for the 7th inning and didn't respond very well, giving up 3 hits and a couple of runs. But overall, Bazardo had a pretty decent line, holding the Travs to 6 hits and 6 2/3 innings. 2 runs. He struck out 7, allowing only 1 walk, and that was the only game the Travs won in the series, 3-2, but Bazardo got a no decision. Bazardo's only win coming on the second game of the year, April 7th, a 5-0 shutout over Corpus Christi, where Bazardo had one of the finer appearances for any pitcher this year in the league. 6 innings of shutout ball, allowing only 2 base runners on a hit and a walk. So Bazardo's overall record is 1-1 with a 3.64 ERA. Team's bats is .250 against him. Only 1 home run has been hit off of Bazardo, and in 29 2/3 innings, he has allowed 27 hits and 11 walks to go with 18 strikeouts. Dwayne Bacon, Aaron Peel, and Brandon Wood will be the batters in the first inning. Matt Brown will wait in the wings if anyone reaches. Bacon first, switch hitter from the left side, and the corners will play in. Bazardo delivers the first pitch of his game and misses up high, and it is 1-0 on Bacon. Dwayne Bacon hitting .214, 2 home runs, 7 RBI. Bazardo back with a 1-0 pitch. Here it is. A strike on the outside corner with a fastball, and that makes it 1-1. Bacon stole 4 bases in the Corpus Christi series, 3 in 1 game, and he really started to establish himself as a threat on the pass. Pitch on the way, hit hard, but foul high down the right field line, hooking all the way over the bullpen and out of play. Strike 2 on Bacon. Both of Dwayne's hits in the series at Corpus were singles, but the last hit he had in San Antonio was a 3-run homer. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Dwayne. Reached out, hit it high down the left field line, slicing away from Nelson, the left fielder. Comes in and makes the catch in fair territory. Almost overran it. And the 6'5" Nelson does have plenty of clearance to get underneath that ball. 1 away, bringing up Aaron Peel. It seemed that it was Peel's home run on Tuesday in the first inning that signaled the kind of game the Travs are going to have at the plate. Peel hit a 2-0 fastball over the left field fence at Whataburger Field and keyed the attack. The first of 4 solo homers on Tuesday for the Travelers. Pitch to Peel, and he hits it high and deep into left center field. Aaron Peel hit it to the deepest part of the park, and it is off the fence. It'll be extra bases. Peel making the turn from second. He wants a triple. The cutoff into third is thrown right into the dirt. A 3-base hit for Peel, and it's his second of the year. Travs have the tying run coming to the plate here in the first inning. So now Aaron Peel in 2 games has had a home run and a triple in his first at-bat. That would have been a home run at just about any other park in the Texas League. But here at Raywinder Field, where it's about 400 feet to left center where Peel hit the ball, that's where home runs go to die. They either become caught or they become triples. So Peel starting to come around after a rocky start. Brandon Wood stepping in. Wood had a rough series on the road, going 3 for 27. Pitch on the way to the right-hander, and it is a breaking ball for strike 1. Wood's average falls to 267. He did hit his 6th home run of the year at San Antonio, and he's driven in 18. Bazardo working from the stretch with Peel at third, and the 0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss on a changeup. That is Bazardo's best pitch. He has a major league changeup, and he seems to understand how to use it. So anything but a strikeout with the infield playing back. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and on 3 pitches, Brandon Wood strikes out. Here comes Matt Brown to the plate. Brown on an 8-game hitting streak. Driven in 6 runs during that stretch. Got a feel for Wood striking out on that third pitch after the organist continued to play as the pitch was being delivered. Brown a 3.49 average. Here's a pitch from Bazardo. Takes it at the knees. It's a called strike. And it is 0-1. Brown went back-to-back on home runs with Mike Elwood in the 6th inning on Tuesday. Now tied with Brandon Wood for the team lead. 0-1 is inside, mixed with a changeup, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 San Antonio. in the bottom of the first inning here at Ray Winder Field. First game of a 3-game series. And the homestand does not start off very well as the Missions grab an early 2-0 lead. Bazardo's 1-1 pitch is low and inside, ball 2, 2-1. Bazardo in his 6th professional season. He got up to the majors last year with the Florida Marlins, his original major league organization. They had traded him right at the deadline last year to the Mariners for Ron Vallone. He was traded for a major league pitcher. 2 balls and a strike on Brown. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Thrown right to the knees, and it's 2-2. So Bazardo has struck out 19 batters in 30 and a third innings. 8 strikeouts in his last 7 innings. He'll look for the low outside corner. The pitch on the way. Fouled away over the press box. Still 2-2 on Brown. Mike Elward on deck in case Brown reaches. Lights are on here at Ray Winder Field on a sticky Thursday night. Not a single patch of blue sky anywhere. It is all clouds. Back to the stretch. Bazardo delivers the 2-2. Slide high but shallow to right field. The right fielder Balentien, I don't think he saw it right off the bat, but he finds it now, and he reaches behind himself and makes the catch right in front of the warning track. Balentien turned that routine fly out into an adventure. But the Travelers done in the first inning, getting 1 hit, no runs, 1 man left. That'll take us into the top of the second, and it's 2-0 San Antonio on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
A traveler nearing a great city asked an old man seated by the road, "What are the people like in the city?" Well, the man asked, "What were they like where you came from?" The traveler said, "They were horrible, mean, unworthy, detestable in all respects." "Ah," said the old man, "you'll find them the same in the city ahead." Scarcely had the first traveler gone on his way when another stopped to inquire about the people in the city before him. Again, the old man asked about the people in the place the traveler had just left. "They were fine people, honest, industrious, and generous to a fault," declared the second traveler. "I was sorry to leave." The old man responded, "That's exactly how you'll find the people here." I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the Church of Rock Creek. You know, the way people see others is really just a reflection of themselves.
For more information, call 225-8684 or look on the web at www.churchatrockcreek.org.
You are witnessing some intense pain here, folks. Throbbing muscles, swollen joints. This is pure torture. We're talking total body suffering. Not even the internal organs are...
Bob, the game hasn't started yet.
Game? I'm talking about me.
Don't let orthopedic discomfort interrupt your life. Learn to manage it with Baptist Health in Ortho, Arkansas, the state's leaders in orthopedic medicine. To reach a specialist or for more information, call Baptist Health Helpline at 227-8478 and get back in the game.
Oh, I can feel that hit up here.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
2-0 San Antonio, top of the second inning here at Ray Winder Field. Wladimir Balentien leading off for the Missions, followed by Justin Rusty and Ozzie Navarro versus James Holcomb. Holcomb giving up a couple of runs in the first inning on 3 hits. One of those runs unearned due to a throwing error from Bobby Wilson on an attempted pickoff at third base. RBI single for Jesús Guzmán made it 1-0, and the error allowed Nelson to score from third, making it 2-0. Balentien enters the game on an 0-for-16 slide, and Holcomb delivers the first pitch. Fastball up high, 1-0. Balentien, who's a power-hitting prospect out of Curacao, is hitting .233 this year with 3 homers and 16 runs batted in. The 1-0 count, Holcomb ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He's got a very big swing, one of those long power-type swings. 38 strikeouts on the season for Balentien, which is just 1 less than Brandon Wood for the league lead. 1-1 pitch is popped up over first base. Elwood giving chase to the fence, and he runs out of room. It is into the groundskeeping area. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Balentien. It says Balentine on the scoreboard. No relation to our general manager. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Holcomb ready. The leg kick, the pitch up high, and it is 2-2. Balentien does lead the missions with 16 runs batted in, but nobody on base as he leads off. 2-2 pitch is slide, high, shallow, center. Bacon drifting in towards right a little bit. Underneath it now, he'll make the catch. And Dwayne Bacon's grab makes 1 away in the second inning, bringing up Justin Rutsey. Rutsey, for the time being, will be the everyday catcher for San Antonio. Jeff Clement. Jeff Clement, who had already missed 7 games with a sore elbow, is right now in Seattle getting a knee checked out. So as of now, Rutsey, starting pitcher for a while for the Mission. Holcomb starts him off with a fastball at the knees, and it's 0-1. Rutsey hitting .256, 2 homers, and 8 RBIs. He's seen a considerable amount of time behind the plate because of the earlier injury to Clement. And the 0-1 pitch is fouled right back this way, right over our heads, and it's 0-2. Tom Gregorio, a former Traveler, had been the third-string catcher for the Missions, but the Mariners just gave him his release yesterday. So Gregorio does not get a chance to come back to Little Rock. 0-2 to Rutsey is under the knees, 1-2 now to count. Ozzie Navarro is on deck for the Missions. 2-0 San Antonio, top 2. No one on, 1 out. Rutsey waiting for the 1-2 pitch. And here it is from Holcomb. Fastball, and it's fouled off over the first base dugout, out of play. Well out of play. So the catching position not necessarily unfolding the way that the Seattle Mariners were hoping to. They were hoping to see Jeff Clement, who's their top prospect, come in and blow everyone away. 1-2 pitch. Rutsey swings and misses over top of slider, and that is the second strikeout of the day for James Holcomb. 2 outs, bringing up Ozzie Navarro. Navarro, a slick fielding shortstop, hitting .266 with no homers and 5 RBIs. Base is empty, 2 outs. Holcomb has set down 3 in a row. James will get the wind up and deliver. And it's bunted, nice bunt down the third base side, picked up by Holcomb. He fires to first, and Elwood is there for the out. Really nice bunt by Navarro, but a great play by Holcomb. You love to see a pitcher field his position and not rush things. 1-3 goes the final out of the second. 1-2-3 go the Missions. So to the bottom of inning number 2. It's still 2-0 San Antonio on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope. In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in central, north central, and northeast Arkansas, Double B's has the answers. Double B's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double B's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee, better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double B's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double B's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone, nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Trying to scratch back, trailing 2-0 at the bottom of the second inning at Ray Winder Field. Phil Elson alongside you on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE and minorleaguebaseball.com. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Join us tomorrow at 7:10 first pitch, 6:10 gates open, 6:50 for the ICT Tech pregame show. Matchup on the mound tomorrow featuring Rafael Rodriguez with the Travs versus left-hander Jason McIntosh of the Mission. Discount tickets are available at a Little Rock area Shell gas station. And they get you in for $3 for tomorrow and Saturday game. Elwood leading off the second inning, and Yorman Bazardo's first pitch is thrown inside for a ball. And it is 1-0 on the top hitter for the Arkansas Travelers. The second leading hitter in the league, Mike Elwood, hitting .364. And the 1-0 on the way. Swinging a line shot, foul down the third base line, fouled by a good 5 to 6 feet. And it's 1-1. Elwood hitting 2 homers on Tuesday evening at Corpus Christi. A couple of solo shots, running his season total to 4 home runs, 24 RBI, ranking second amongst all Texas leaguers. He'll be followed by Bobby Wilson and Jason Espedo. Here's Bazardo's 1-1 to Elwood. Swinging a chopper right to the third baseman. Guzmán back in, deep, and flips across, getting Elwood by a couple of steps. 5-3 goes the ground out to bring up Bobby Wilson. Bazardo seems to be the kind of pitcher that would deliver very well with the lead. Even though he is 21 years old, he's got a nice, even delivery. You like to see a pitcher like him work the changeup as he does. He works the corners of the plate as well. Wilson standing in, right-hand batter. First pitch is grounded, fair. It hits the third base bag. It goes down the line. Past the bullpen. Nelson picks it up. But as he throws to the infield, Wilson coasts into second with a stand-up double. So Wilson was out in front of that pitch, and still I think he finished the swing with one hand. And he was able to just get it inside the line, and it looked like it kicked off the front of the base at third. Didn't slow it down, didn't speed it up, but it did take a pronounced hop as it went into the visiting bullpen. So that 2-0 lead for the Mission's possibly in jeopardy. Here's Jason Espedo. Espedo stands in with brand new intro music, hitting .250 with 3 homers and 8 RBI. Left-hand batter, he's the first lefty faced by Bazardo since Dwayne Bacon. Pitch on the way, low and outside, ball 1. Unfortunately for Espedo, he was the man that followed Matt Brown and Mike Elwood's back-to-back homers in the 6th on Tuesday, and he was drilled in the hip intentionally by young Juan Gutierrez. There's a 1-0 on the way. Out in front of the changeup, fouled it back, 1 ball, 1 strike. I give Jason Espedo credit for not charging the mound, because more of a hot-headed batter would have thrown his bat aside and charged the mound, but Espedo took it and went to first base, and quite obviously was the bigger man between himself and Gutierrez. A 1-1 on the way to Espedo, and it's up high, ball 2. 2-1 on the Trav right fielder, Jason Espedo, who is 3 for 11 in the series at Corpus Christi. All 3 hits for singles, but he also scored 3 runs. 2-0, the Mission's in front. Espedo with the open stance waiting. The pitch on the way. Change up. Ball 3, a little outside, and it's a 3-1 count with David Gates on deck. The 1-out double by Wilson. Now Espedo with a hitter's count, 3-1. Bazardo gives a glance at Wilson and delivers. It's a fastball inside corner, strike 2. So the count now full on Espedo. We'll see what pitch Bazardo feels most comfortable with. He said his changeup is what he goes to for an out quite a bit. He'll kick and turn to second base, and there is no throw. Wilson is held on by the shortstop in the barrow, but he's really playing way off. Here's the payoff. A foul at the plate, and Espedo went after a changeup that was going to dive under the knee. Tough pitch to lay off, it seems, especially on 3-2. Espedo just trying to cover the plate and stay up there and get something to hit. Espedo waiting again, almost daring him to come down the middle. Another payoff from Bazardo. It's inside, ball 4. He tried the fastball. Good eye by Espedo. That's a tough pitch to take. Bazardo really wanted the call. His body language says, ouch, he really wanted that. His shoulders are kind of limp. And right now, the look on his face says disappointment. He really wanted that pitch. But he doesn't get the pitch, so the tying runs are aboard, and David Gates at the plate represented the go-ahead run. Gator hitting 171, 1 homer, 4 RBI. Big right-hand batter holding the bat very high. Pitch on the way. Strike 1, low outside corner. Gates had 2 hits in the road trip. One of them a 2-run double in San Antonio. I'll tell you, that center fielder, Boucher, is playing awfully shallow. 0-1 on the way. Gates swings and fouls it back. Got a fastball a little bit higher than the strike zone. 0-2 on the trap DH. Greg Porter resting today. He's on the bench and with a right-hand pitcher, and Porter being a left-hand batter. It is surprising to see Greg Porter not in the lineup today, at least as a designated hitter. And instead, he'll be used for pinch hitting duty later on. But Gates in the hole 0-2. And Bazardo comes home with a fastball, and it just missed the outside corner. Gates had a check swing. Bazardo wants an appeal to the first base umpire, but he's not going to get it. Our plate umpire, White Goodman, says, I don't need help. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Gates. 2-0 San Antonio, bottom of the second. Tying runs aboard for the Traps. Third base is open. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a chopper to shortstop. Navarro charges. Looks at second, doesn't throw there. He throws to first on the run and retires Gates 6-3. But on the broken bat swing by Gates, that's what equaled a pretty slow ground ball. It was not your tailor-made double play ball, and so Navarro couldn't wait for it to come to him. He had to take charge, go after the ball, and fielded a good 2 feet on the infield grass. As he picked it up, the speeder was already at second base, so he took the sure out at first. We'll give Eric Rodlin a chance to tie things up. Rodlin, the number 9 hitter, is a left-hander, hitting .329 and on a 6-game hit streak. Bazardo steps off and wipes a little sweat from his face. Rodlin, during the 6-game hit streak, 8 for 18. If you have a base hit in him here, it should tie it up. Delivery on the way from Bazardo, and Rodlin takes it low, and it's 1 ball, no strike. Rodlin's .329 average ranking 10th amongst all Texas League hitters. How does he do in the clutch? Rodlin hitting .429 with a runner in scoring position. Bazardo ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a changeup down low, ball 2. Blocked by Rugby, and he circles around it looking for the baseball, but it was right underneath where he had stood up. Runners hold. 2 balls, no strikes on Rodlin. Bazardo hasn't come with really anything to hit over the first 2 pitches. It does have first base open and might feel a little more confident against Dwayne Bacon. Bacon hitting 115 points lower than Rodlin is. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch comes to Rodlin, and he takes a strike as a curveball over the outside corner. Missions put up 2 runs in the first inning. Jesús Guzmán with an RBI single, and John Nelson scoring from third on an errant pickoff throw by catcher Bobby Wilson. Now the Travs have a chance to tie it up. Second and third, 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch. Rodlin swings a high fly ball, shallow center, and Boucher drifts to the gap and left a little bit to make the catch. Inning over. For the Travs in the second, no runs, 1 hit, 2 stranded. And after 2 innings complete, it's 2-0 San Antonio. Going to the third inning on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
The romance begins at Cupid's. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donaghy Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perelman, Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ruddy Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Our brand new bingo man relaying the bingo numbers to the faithful that have come to Ray Winder Field tonight for a Lando Frost bingo night. Every Thursday home game at Ray Winder Field, we will play Lando Frost bingo, and every Tuesday home game we'll play Villa Italian Restaurant Golden Corral bingo. A little easier to say Lando Frost bingo, but it's always nice to have something other than baseball, I guess, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Who knows? Out of a couple of hundred people that have come to the ballpark today, maybe most of them came for bingo. Well, it's 2-0 San Antonio, top of the third inning. Top of the San Antonio order as well. Sebastian Boucher will be followed by Michael Garcia-Parra and Bryan LaHair. James Holcomb from the windup. His first pitch of the inning is low and inside. It's ball one. Boucher, who is very fast, brings the corners in. And as a left-hand batter, they figure, well, he may think a bunt. 0-1 comes, and it's hit toward shortstop. Backhand attempt by Wood. He gloves it. Quick flip to first base into the dirt. Dug out by Elward in time for out number one. Bang, bang play at first base, too. Wood, he was a pretty accurate throwing arm, sacrificed getting a lot of zip on the ball to make sure that he got rid of it quickly. And, I mean, if he wound up, he wouldn't have had the out at first base. So he sort of flipped it into the dirt and let Elward take care of the rest. Nice play by both of them. One out, and James Holcomb has set down 5 consecutive batters. Boucher is 0 for 2. Here comes Michael Garcia-Parra, who began the mini rally in the first inning with a 1-out single to left field. Right-hand batter, and here's Holcomb's first delivery. Swing and a high fly ball, right field, not deep. Espedo going back now. It's going a little bit deeper, and it's over his head. He misread it. Garcia-Parra coasting into second base with a double, and he is 2 for 2. That ball misread off the bat by Espedo, and it looked like myself, but a lot of times I'm going by the reaction of the outfielders. So Espedo did not see that ball very well, and Garcia-Parra with his second double of the year. Jason just kind of waited in right field, and both he and Wladimir Balentien, the Mission's right fielder, have had a tough time seeing fly balls off the bat in right field. A little bit darker in the right field corner here at Ray Winder Field than anywhere else because of the light system. LaHair, the batter, left hand, for pitch on the way. It is up high, 1-0. 4 hits for the Missions now after Garcia-Parra's second base hit of the game. LaHair lined out to right center. Very nice catch by Dwayne Bacon. Here's the 1-0. And it's on the outside corner. Strike one called. Nice backdoor breaking ball. Well, Bryan LaHair, I mentioned he's a top hitter on this ball club. Hit 22 homers last year at England Empire, and that is a pitcher's ballpark. The 1-1 outside with a Holcomb fastball, 2-1. LaHair is a 39th round pick. I always like to see those late round picks that become prospects out of a great year at single A, but he's got to be able to duplicate those numbers at double A. The 2-1 comes to LaHair. Fastball, strike 2. Low outside corner, right at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes. LaHair is 24 years old. Hardly 23. Won't be 24 till November. Holcomb under the belt. A glance of the runner. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out his third on a changeup. Hits LaHair for the second out of the inning. Beautiful pitch by James Holcomb. After a rocky start in which James allowed a hit to 3 of the first 5 batters, he has now set down 6 of 7. John Nelson stands in. Nelson somehow poked a single in the first inning to left field. He'd been out in front of a pitch and still got it between third and short, and he would score the second run. Pitch on the way to Nelson. Swing and a foul straight back, 0-1. Nelson, it looks like from his swing, he's trying to shorten up the swing a little bit, has a very long, power-hitting kind of a swing. We saw a lot last year from Nelson. Nelson struck out a ton in 2005. Struck out 129 times and only 375 at-bats. The 0-1 is popped up behind the plate, and Wilson gives a look, but that's onto the roof, and it's 0-2. Just to give you an idea of how much Nelson struck out last year, he had 88 hits in 375 at-bats for an average batting average of 235. If you go by strikeouts, his strikeout percentage was 344. Translate that into batting average, and it's an incredible batting average. Strikeout average, that is unheard of. Here's the 0-2. Fastball just off the outside corner. A very close one. Ball one, 1-2 on Nelson. 2-0, the Missions leading top of the third, 2 outs. Holcomb had struck out 3. And was darn close to his 4th right there. This season, Nelson has struck out 31 times. The 1-2 pitch. Change up, got him looking on the inside corner, and the inning is over. 4 strikeouts for Holcomb. He'll leave a runner at second base in the third. No runs for the Missions. We'll go to the bottom of the third, and it's 2-0 San Antonio on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Experience the acclaimed Bose Wave music system. It's elegantly small with sound that brings new life to music. Forbes FYI says it sounds like a system that costs 5 times more. David Novak, the gadget guy, adds, it can easily replace whatever component system you currently have. And now it's available with an optional multi-CD changer for hours of uninterrupted music. Call 1-800-611-1617 to order the Wave music system today. Better yet, order it with the new easy-to-use multi-CD changer. An excitement guarantee gives you 30 days to try them together risk-free. Be sure to ask about the Bose payment plan that lets you make low monthly payments using your own major credit card with no interest charges from Bose. Order by February 28th and receive your choice of a free gift set featuring a full-color 200-page cookbook and inspiring music CD. The Wave music system and multi-CD changer from Bose, the most respected name in sound. Call 1-800-611-1617. That's 1-800-611-1617.
Claude Markham on working in the United States Navy.
I'm an aviation ordnanceman, 2nd class. It's an indescribable feeling being up on the flight deck and just being next to them, pulling the pin from the weapon launcher before they take off. It's a big rush inside, and not many people my age can do the job that I do out in the outside at such a young age.
Most jobs reveal what you do. Ours reveal who you are. To learn more, check out Navy.com or call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Navy. Accelerate your life.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Nothing in the bottom of the third here at Raywinder Field on a cloudy night. I guess it would be sunset time, but there hasn't been any sun all day. Should have a little bit of an orange glow up in the sky just a couple of minutes ago, but it's seeping into a light purple. Very odd kind of skies tonight here in Little Rock. Nothing but clouds all around, but a little bit of purple anyway. 2-0 Missions here. The Travs will try to get back on the scoreboard in the third inning. Dwayne Bacon, Aaron Peel, and Brandon Wood against Yorman Bazardo. Bacon first, he'll bat from the left side. Bazardo faced 9 hitters, allowed only 2 hits and a walk. It's on the way to Dwayne, is outside, and it's a 1-0 count. Bacon flied to left field in the first inning. Batting average dropping a little under 214 now. The 1-0 comes to Bacon, and he ducks underneath the fastball, which was high, and it is 2-0. Bazardo struck out 1. The one that he walked was a Speedo. Travs did have some opportunities. Both base hits went for extra bases. The 2-0 to Bacon. He'll take all the way. Ball 3, low and outside. Mentioned Bazardo, originally from the Florida Marlins organization. Seems to be an organization that just prospects come and go through. The 3-0 to Bacon right down the middle, 3-1. With all the trades that the Marlins made during the offseason, sending many of their best players to other teams, they got a lot more prospects in. 3-1 to Bacon. Swing and a chopper foul off the plate. I think it hit his foot after it hit the plate, so it's a full count on Bacon. Bazardo was dealt right at the trading deadline last year, on July 31st. Did make 6 appearances with the Missions, went 3-1 with a 4.28 ERA. Payoff to Bacon. swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. After falling behind 3-0, Bazardo registers his second strikeout of the day. Here's Aaron Peel. Peel ready to stand in. He drilled the first pitch he saw in the first inning off the Arkansas Federal Credit Union sign in left center field for a 3-base hit. But Brandon Wood struck out, and Matt Brown could not bring him in either. Bazardo delivers, and it's a called strike. 2-0, the Mission's in front. San Antonio just lost 2 of 3 to Springfield. 0-1 to Peel. Swinging a foul off the right side. Had a good swing. Just a little bit late, 0-2. I like the way Aaron Peel plays. He is an aggressive hitter, an aggressive fielder. Nice, easy swing. 0-2 comes from Bazardo. Reached out, fouled back. Had him in front of the changeup, but Peel just enough to stay alive. Final score out of Frisco, 6-4 Cardinals. The Rough Riders defeat Tulsa. That's the first game of a doubleheader. They're in the bottom of the third, and in game 2 tied 1-1. Pitch on the way. Peel takes it up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Give you the other Texas League scores in just a minute. Bazardo takes a long look at his catcher, Rusty, now delivers the 1-2 low on a changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One thing you like about Bazardo's changeup is it's got a lot of late movement to it. It kind of floats up to the plate and then drops down, almost like a split finger. 2-2 to Peel. Here it is. Swing and a line drive to center field, going back through Shea, and he's there to make the catch. Well, Peel's done nothing but hit the ball hard twice. And the second time he gets nothing to show for it. He hit it right towards Boucher, not quite high enough to get it over the center fielder's head. More of a low-lying line drive, so 2 outs, bringing up Brandon Wood. Texas League scores. Wichita trailing Midland 2-1. Bottom of the third, Midland's Kevin Melillo with his first home run. And Springfield got on top of, Corpus Christi got on top of Springfield, 1-0 there in the second inning. Pitch to Wood as a strike on the outside corner. Bazardo has now set down 4 consecutive hitters. The 0-1 comes to Brandon, and he swings and misses, and it's strike 2. Looks like the slider from Yorman Bazardo. No one on for Wood, 2 outs. Travs down a pair, bottom 3. The 0-2, right down the middle. Strike 3 taken, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for the Travs in inning number 3, and that'll take us to the 4th. Still 2-0 San Antonio. The Missions with the lead on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every time. Every woman,
Most Doritos, 4834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-time trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Block Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
3 innings in the books at Ray Winder Field here in Little Rock. The Arkansas Travelers trail San Antonio by a 2-0 count. And at the top of the fourth inning, James Holcomb faces the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the mission's order, beginning with Jesús Guzmán. Gary Harris and Wladimir Balentien are going to follow. Holcomb, over 3 innings, has allowed 2 runs, 1 of them earned. Out of the 4 hits, 3 came in the first inning. He has also struck out 4, walked none. Guzmán takes a slider outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Guzmán delivered an RBI single in the first inning with 2 outs. That made it 1-0 San Antonio. Don Nelson scored on a throwing error by Bobby Wilson, making it 2-0. That's the score at the moment. The 1-0 is right down the pipe, 1-1. Totals for the Missions are 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors. San Antonio is stranded 2. Holcomb, looking strong the last couple of innings, kicks, and the big righty's 1-1 is slapped the other way foul. Through the rafters and the roof on the last few sections down the right side and out of play into the parking lot. So we're now 1-2 on Guzmán. Travelers totals, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. Yorman Bazardo has looked very strong as the starter for the Mission. Here's the 1-2 from Holcomb. A curveball got him looking. Beautiful pitch on the outside corner. And now Holcomb has struck out 3 consecutive hitters. He's got 5 on the game. Guzmán wasn't quite sure of that call, and he let our plate umpire, White Goodman, know about it. But I think Goodman got that call right. That was a beautiful pitch. You got to have respect for a curveball that just grazes that outside corner. Give the pitcher that call. Harris, standing in, left-hander, takes the pitch into the dirt, and it's 1-0. Harris flied out to right field in the first inning, leaving a man at second base. Check out some of the scores in the major leagues on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard this inning. 1-0 on the way from Holcomb, and Harris will take a strike on the inside corner. He's trying to raise his hands above the pitch. As he did, it hit that corner, and it's 1-1 on Gary Harris. Corners are even with the bag, and Holcomb winds. The 1-1 is fouled straight back. He got right in Harris's kitchen, and it was a foul ball. It's 1-2. See here, out of Boston, the Red Sox leading Toronto 7-1 in the 7th inning. Kevin Youkilis hit his second home run for the Red Sox. Here's the 1-2 to Harris. Popped it up behind the plate, but it is onto the roof. Started with the Red Sox because longtime voice of the San Antonio Missions, Roy Acuff, is a huge Red Sox fan. So Roy needs to know the Sox are winning by 6. The 1-2 pitch, here it is. Into the dirt, and it's 2-2. The Yankees, meanwhile, are trailing Tampa Bay, 7th inning, 5-4, and that gets Roy fired up, too. Ty Wigginton hitting his 9th home run for the Devil Rays. Hideki Matsui 4th for the Yankees. 2-2 to Harris. Popped up on the infield straight away. In front of second base comes Brandon Wood to make the grab, and that is 4 in a row set down by Holcomb. 2 outs in the 4th inning, bringing up Wladimir Balentien. Continuing on the Southwest Airlines scores, look at the Rangers. 6-0 Texas over Baltimore, top 4. Kevin Mensch hit another home run, his 9th of the season, and I believe Mensch is now homered. I think it's 9 of the last 10 games. And if it's not that, it's definitely 8 of 9. Balentien swings and misses. A corkscrew kind of a swing, and it's 0-1. Well, he can twist his body into some interesting-looking positions on those swings. Here's the 0-1 from Holcomb. And he jammed him, fouled it off his foot. Ouch. Balentien got it on his right knee, and he is hobbling to the right side of the batter's box. Testing out the knee. Seems to be okay. He's limping a little bit, but the pain will subside sometime soon. But it certainly looked like it was pretty painful, and Balentien fouled that fastball right off his knee. No balls, 2 strikes, so he's going to give him a little bit of time to let the pain drive off. Oh, the other scores. Well, we've got Kansas City 1, Minnesota 0 in the 4th. Here's Holcomb's 0-2, and Balentien swings and misses, strike 3. That is 5 in a row set down by James Holcomb. He has struck out 6 batters in just 4 innings, but the Mission still have the lead. 2-0 San Antonio. Bottom of the 4th coming up on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible awards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Stone Links Golf Course is one of Central Arkansas's hidden sports gems. Located just 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road, Stone Link features a unique link-style course and some of the most reasonable green speeds around, complete with driving range plus chipping and putting greens and a full-range snack bar. Stone Links has everything a good duffer needs. Check out a hole-by-hole description on stonelinks.net or call 945-0945 for Stone Links.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travs had some trouble against Yorman Bazardo over the first 3 innings, managing just 2 hits, and they were extra base hits at that. Meanwhile, Bazardo struck out 3, including Brandon Wood twice, walked only 1. 2-0 San Antonio, the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Brown will lead it off, followed by Mike Elward and Bobby Wilson. Bazardo threw just 48 pitches over those first 3 innings. Most of them for strikes. Looks strong. Brown steps in. Slide out to right field in the first, leaving a man aboard. Here's a windup, and Bazardo deals, and Brown takes it inside, ball 1. Continuing on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard in the National League at the top of the 8th at RFK Stadium, Florida, with an 11-3 lead over the Nationals. Brown takes the 1-0, a slider under the knees, ball 2. 2-0. Josh Willingham, a home run for the Marlins, his 6th. Atlanta trailing Philadelphia after 6 innings, 5-3. Phillies getting homers by Rollins and Howard. The 2-0 pitch to Brown. Check swing, foul ball on the ground slowly along the first base side. Hits the fence now. And Bazardo got away with a bad location on the fastball, threw it up and in on Brown. And as Matt tried to check the swing, he also tried to get away from the pitch at the same time. And the bat came up. Ball met the bat, foul ball. Here's the 2-1 now to Matt. Lets the curveball go down low, and it's 3-1. Elward on deck, then Wilson. 4, 5, and 6 batters for the Travs here in the 4th. Bazardo has set down 5 in a row. He's been to 3 balls quite a bit, and here comes the 3-1 to Brown. Fastball fouled over the first base roof. Bazardo does have enough on the fastball to throw it on a fastball count and still have enough to fool a hitter now and then. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Brown. Brown is a pretty good fastball hitter, unable to get around on that pitch. Bazardo gets the sign he wants, rocks back. Here's the payoff. A foul ball straight back into the screen. Went to the slider, and it is still 3-2. Mets now crushing the Pirates, bottom 7 at Chase, 5-0 New York. Tom Glavine has allowed only 3 hits in 7 innings. Xavier Nady hit his 7th home run for the Mets. Brown takes a couple of swings out of the box, taps the bat on the plate. He's ready to go. And Bazardo already winds up. The payoff to Brown is a curveball hit in the air, dead center, shallow. Boucher there, waiting for it. And he makes the catch. And now that is 6 in a row set down by Yorman Bazardo. Brown is 0 for 2, flying out twice. And here comes Mike Elward. Elward grounded out in the 2nd inning to the 3rd baseman. St. Louis over the Astros, top of the 4th, 2-0. Chris Carpenter has limited the Stros to only 1 hit in 3 innings. Elward waiting, and here's Bazardo's delivery. Slider, outside corner, called strike 1. Cincinnati on top of Colorado in the 3rd inning, 4-1. A home run by Jason LaRue and a 4-run second for the Reds. 0-1 on the way to Elward. Here it is. Fastball, knee-high, outside corner, strike 2. And Bazardo has now just broken out the paintbrushes, and he is starting to paint a masterpiece. No balls, 2 strikes on Elward. Deep into the hole, Bazardo trying for his 7th consecutive out. The pitch is into the dirt, a changeup, and it's ball 1. Angels winners today at Detroit 7-2. We'll give you the particulars in that later. The White Sox beat Seattle 4-1. Bobby Jenks saving his 9th in 9 tries. 1-2 comes. Elward swings and lines it foul off the bat. And it dribbles towards the Arkansas bullpen. Not sure if Elward cracked the bat there, but he's not going back into the dugout. Takes a look at it. Seems to be in working order. He'll stay at the plate. Travs trailing 2-0, bottom 4. Haven't had a base runner since Jason Espino took a walk in the 2nd inning. Yorman Bazardo steps back, lifts the leg, and delivers. And it's chopped inside the line. Foul now outside the line at third base. And still a 1-2 count as Elwood has fouled off 2 in a row. The Oakland A's got on top of the Cleveland Indians by a score of 9-0 after 3 innings, and the A's cruised the rest of the way. Beat the Indians 12-4. Kirk Sarlus, former Round Rock pitcher, earned the win, his first of the year. Jason Johnson, the loser for the Tribe, is 2-2. A ball and 2 strikes on Elward. Wilson on deck. Here's the pitch. And he swings and drives it high down the left field line. That may stay fair. It is a foul ball. It goes over the fence, right over the 330 marker in the left field corner. It was a foul ball. And so Elward, who is at second base now, has to jog all the way across the infield, pick up the bat, and do it again. You know, folks, Mike Elward has hit 4 home runs this year, but he's hit about, I'd say, 4 others that have gone foul. And not some balls that have gone foul by 20 or 30 feet. Balls that have gone foul just like this last one did, by 3 or 4 feet, just outside the foul pole. Close one. So Elward has now fouled away 3 consecutive pitches. He's in a real battle here with Yorman Bazardo. They open up a gap in left center for him. Bazardo deals. Elward takes it low. They check the swing. They'll appeal to the first base umpire, but Cotton McKnight says he didn't go. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Made a hold back by Elward, especially on that changeup from Bazardo. Elward readjusts the batting glove, carefully steps into the box. Bazardo has struck out 3, and here's a 2-2, and it is strike 3 call. Inside corner, Elward turns to the plate umpire and is shouting at him now. He's pointing at the plate, telling him it was inside. Tyrone Boykin running down from the third base coach's box to step in between them. And Elward, he's lucky he didn't get ejected. He was just about nose to nose with our home plate umpire. And now Tyrone Boykin is calmly speaking with the plate umpire. It's very rare to see Ty lose his control or his cool. But Elward was pretty pointed with his comment to the plate umpire. So 2 outs. It's the 4th strikeout for Bazardo. Bobby Wilson steps in. He has doubles in the 2nd, but stranded at third base. Pitch on the way. Reached out, fouled it off the plate, strike 1. Still 2-0 the Missions in front of the Arkansas Travelers. And if the display by Mike Elward is any indication, they're not too happy with the strike zone. The 0-1 on the way. Swing and a high fly ball, deep center. Boucher turns his back on it, lets it hit the fence, plays it off the wall, turns and fires to second. Wilson tries for the double. He is safe. Second double of the game for Bobby Wilson. Hit it about 4/5 of the way up the one-bank sign. Only needed another, about 5 to 7 feet to get it over the fence and onto the screen monster. So now Jason Espino comes up with a chance to tie the game, though he'd need a home run to do it. And remember, we've mentioned Yorman Bazardo really keeps the ball in the park. He has allowed 1 home run this year, and that was back on April the 18th. In fact, Bazardo's only given up 28 home runs in a 6-year career. So his specialty is keeping the ball in the park. Standing in is Espino. Took a walk in the 2nd. Left-hand batter versus the righty. Pitch comes, and it's looped over the third baseman. Guzmán towards foul territory makes the catch outside the line, and the inning comes to a close. And the Travs had 1 base hit, but that's it. They strand Wilson at second. And after 4 innings at Ray-Winder Field, the San Antonio Missions have the lead. 2-0 over the Travs on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Cashback, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 6.9% annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at ascu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
Faithfully chronicling the Bush administration implosion.
Air America Little Rock.
1380 KDXE North Little Rock.
Back to action on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Phil Elson with you from Raywinder Field on a, well, now we can't tell there's any clouds in the sky, but trust me, they're there. Looks like the chance of rain has subsided, at least for the rest of the night. Travs still trailing 2-0. Justin Ruckey leads off. James Holcomb's first delivery is fouled back into the catcher's mitt, strike one. Holcomb on an impressive run for the moment. He has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters and retired them all. The 0-1 to Ruckey. Is a curve called strike 2, and Holcomb's got everything working now. But he gave up 2 runs in the first inning, one of them unearned. And neither team has been able to score since. 0-2 on the way, and Ruckey takes it low and outside. Ruckey struck out in the second inning, one of 6 strikeouts for James Holcomb. And the 10th time that Ruckey has struck out this year. And Holcomb make it another strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball that handcuffed Ruckey. Strikeout number 7 for James Holcomb. And now out of the last 6 batters he's faced, he has whiffed 5 of them. So 7 strikeouts for Holcomb. That will be 1 under his season high. He struck out 8 Missions batters last week in 7 innings. Ozzie Navarro stands in. Tried to bunt his way out in the second and was not successful. Holcomb delivers high and inside, and it is 1-0. Wanted to give you the particulars out of that Angels game today because it was a history-making affair at Angels Stadium. Actually, it was in Comerica Park in Detroit. The 1-0 Navarro is a little off the plate. 2 balls, no strike. Ty Boykin, you can see him from the dugout asking the plate umpire why that one wasn't a strike. The 2-0. Here it is from Holcomb. Navarro takes it down the pipe, strike 1. Well, the Angels today started 6 former Travelers in their lineup, which is the highest amount of former Travs in the lineup since the Angels became the affiliate. 2-1 to Navarro is low, ball 3, 3-1. On deck is Boucher at the top of the order. And if he counts the 3 pitchers that the Angels used today, all of them former Travelers, Kevin Gregg, Brendan Donnelly, Frankie Rodriguez, 9 former Travelers played for the Angels today. The 3-1, broken bat pop-up. Over short, backpedaling his Wood to left center, and he's underneath it to make the catch. Nice play by Wood. Made it look easier than it really was. 2 outs, bringing up Sebastian Boucher. Now, the star of the game for the Angels was Vladdy Guerrero, and you usually expect that. He hit his 8th home run of the year, went 4 for 5, drove in 3. But the former Travs, they did a lot. Sean Figgins, 2 for 4. You had Adam Kennedy with 2 hits, and then all bottom 4 hitters in the Angels lineup played for the Travs either in 2005 or 2004. Casey Kotzman and Mike Napoli all homered. as Sebastian Boucher takes a strike and it's 0-1. Boucher struck out and grounded out today. Napoli became just the 92nd player in Major League history to hit a home run in his first big league at-bat. Here's the 0-1 to Boucher. And it's a little under the knees, 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-hand batter Boucher has struck out, grounded out. He is 1 for his last 27. Holcomb into the glove, now to the plate with a 1-1, outside, ball 2. 2 outs, nobody on, top 5, 2-0 mission. Tommy Murphy finished 2 for 4. And also drove in a run and scored a run. 2-1 on the way to Boucher. Strike 2, low outside corner with a fastball, and it's an even count, 2-2. Kevin Gregg, 7 innings, 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 run. He's 2-0 with a 1.02 ERA. Brendan Donnelly pitched an inning. Frankie Rodriguez pitched an inning. A 2-2 pitch on the way. Here it is. Loper back to the mound. Nice play by Holcomb, reaching down to make the grab and flips over to first to complete his second consecutive perfect inning. So halfway through this game, going into the bottom of the 5th, 2-0 San Antonio with the lead. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KZXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is just truckers' best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro EMC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use direct. AgPro knows your patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Traveler Baseball moving into the bottom of the 5th inning here at Ray Winder Field. The lights are up. The sky is dark. It is not raining. But the Arkansas Travelers having a tough time figuring out Yorman Bazardo. 21-year-old native of the island of Curacao. Pardon me, he's not from Curacao, but Balentien, the right fielder for the Missions, is from Curacao. Bazardo is from Venezuela. He has limited the Travs to only 3 hits in 4 innings, striking out 4. All 3 hits have gone for extra bases, however, so gotten a couple of good swings on him. David Gates leading off the 5th. And he hits the first pitch off the very end of the bat to the second baseman, Garcia Parra. He overran it, but recovers. Flips over to first and retires Gates. David now 0 for 2. Odd-looking play there. Gates was so far in front of the changeup that he actually hit the ball off the cup at the very top of the bat. And it kind of squibbed towards second baseman Garcia Parra. And he overran the ball. He had a slam on the brakes at the very last second and was able to get the out at first. So 1 pitch, 1 out, bringing up Eric Rodland. Rodland flying out to center in the second inning, leaving the tying runs in scoring position. Pitch on the way to Rodland, and it is outside. Ball 1. The hit for the Travs, he got a triple by Peel in the first, and a pair of doubles by Bobby Wilson. It's a 1-0. Rodland takes it. Ball 2, low and outside. Now, other Travs have come close. Peel had a line out in the 3rd inning to dead center. Mike Elward, before striking out in the 4th, hit a home run foul. Pitch to Rodland, line drive, base hit over the second baseman's head to right center, but it's cut off by Boucher into the gap, and he'll hold Rodland to a 1-out single. So Rodland now with a 7-game hitting streak. It's his 9th hit during that time. We'll go to the top of the Traveler order now with Dwayne Bacon. So we'll go through the order for the third time. Bacon has flied to left and struck out. 0 for 2 today. Catcher Rusty steps in front of the plate and flashes outside to the infielder. They'll bring the third baseman Guzmán up. About 2 steps onto the infield grass. Middle infielders at double play depth. Rodlin leads away. LaHair holds. Batting left-handed, Bacon waits. And a pitch comes outside, ball 1. San Antonio leading 2-0. Now, Yorman Bazardo, when he pitched against the Travs last week, April 28th, he was given a 1-0 lead after the third inning. Stretch under the belt, pitch on the way. Bacon swings and misses. Way in front of a devastating changeup, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Bazardo was able to carry that lead into the 7th inning, but then gave up 2 runs on an RBI single by Eric Rodlin and a ground out by Greg Porter. Ball and a strike. Pitch to Bacon. Outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on the Trav center fielder. And Aaron Peel waiting on deck. Peel has hit the ball extremely hard twice. We'd like to see him get a chance, at least with 1 man in scoring position. Rodlin, decent lead, 4 steps off. Bazardo ready. And the 2-1 to Bacon. Swung on, slow ground ball to second base. Garcia Parra does not throw to second. He'll flip to first and retire Bacon 4-3. And so Rodlin able to get into second base. So there's a man in scoring position for Peel. Decision for Garcia Parra there. Did he take the chance and try to get the lead runner? But with Bacon hitting the ball so slowly, it didn't appear he would have had Rodlin out at second base. So smart play by Garcia Parra, taking the easy out at first. But here's Peel. Peel tripled in the first to left center. Hit it a good, about 395 feet. And then in the third, a solid line drive put directly to the center fielder. Bazardo is ready, and he throws a strike on the inside corner. He went with a slider to get ahead of Peel 0-1. 10 RBIs for Aaron Peel. A couple of them in the Corpus Christi series, including a home run. 0-1 pitch. And that is low. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike on the Trav left fielder. Each team with 4 base hits. Trav committing the only error. That was a throwing error by Bobby Wilson in the first inning, and it did allow a run to score. But since then, the pitchers have really took over. James Holcomb looked outstanding, and Yorman Bazardo has matched him. Ball and a strike. Bazardo delivers. Peel will take it low. A check swing. They appeal. Base umpire Cotton McKnight says he didn't go, so it's 2-1. Bazardo hasn't tried to be too fine. Nobody holding Rodlin at second. Big lead. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging him in. At the hands, low and in. Really a tough pitch to hit. Bazardo steps back on top. Peel collects his thoughts. Back into the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Peel. Trying to at least make it a 1-run game. Here's the pitch. Into the dirt, blocked by Rucky. Rodlin will hold. Threw that pitch right into the dirt. No reason for Peel to swing at that. It was a good 3 feet in front of the plate. Also gave Rucky an easier opportunity to watch the pitch come right into his body. So it's a 3-2 count on Peel. Brandon Wood is on deck, and Wood has seen 6 pitches today and struck out twice. Bazardo gives a glance at the runner, and now the payoff. Peel takes ball 4 inside. Looked like the same pitch that Mike Elward was called out on, which caused Elward to lose his cool for at least a couple of seconds. But the second walk by Bazardo brings up Brandon Wood. Wood, who's been working with Traveler hitting coach Keith Johnson on trying to eliminate some of the extra movement in his hands before the swing starts, has had a tough time with Bazardo. 3-pitch strikeout in the first, and the same thing in the third inning, but the difference was he was caught looking in the third. 2 on, 2 out, pitch to Wood. Swing and a foul back, strike 1. Got a good swing on that. Keith Johnson has said that the difference in Wood's hand movement has meant that pitches that Other times he hits solidly, just a little bit off and fouls it straight back. Maybe like that last swing. Here's the 0-1 to Brandon. And that's low and outside, 1-1. And you can't expect quick fixes with something that a batter has started to work with. It's the kind of thing that sometimes takes a little bit. Small step. 1-1 pitch to Wood. Check swing. They appeal. First base umpire, he went. Strike 2. I think that was the right call. Looked like Wood did put the wrist a little bit. So it's a 1-2 count on Wood. And it seems that really the problem for Brandon today has been that Bazardo just is moving everything around. He's throwing various speeds. Everything's moving. Just a tough pitcher to hit. Here's the 1-2 to Wood. Off the outside corner, 2-2. 2-0 San Antonio. Bottom 5. Mission's got in front in the first inning. And that's the only scoring of the game. Wood has a chance with a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Low and outside. Good eye by Wood on the slider. It's a full count now, and Matt Brown is on deck. Well, the runner's getting a head start on 3-2. The infielder's back off, play deep. Outfield straight away. Payoff to Wood. Swing and a line drive, base hit left field. On his way to third is Roslin. They send him home. Over to third base going Peel. No throw. Throw goes to second base. Now over to first, and Wood is thrown out at first. Wood made the turnaround first base, and they catch him. They throw behind him to second baseman Garcia-Pero, the heads-up throw. So the inning comes to a close. Wood does get credit for the RBI single, scoring Rodlin, and the out at first base was going to go 7-4-3 to end the fifth inning. Transmitted 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Tough play there, but the Travs are on the board. 2-1 San Antonio going into the 6th inning on Air America, Little Rock 1380 KTXE.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Chick that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. Now, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Chick, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lit, hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the catfish?
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Boy, folks, I got to tell you, our bingo announcer is fired up to be doing bingo tonight at Ray Winder Field. I have not heard enthusiasm like that since, well, something I can't bring up. 5 innings in the books here at Ray Winder Field. It's 2-1 San Antonio at the top of the 6th. James Holcomb is back on the mound. He has retired 8 consecutive hitters. Last man to reach was Michael Garcia-Para with a 3rd inning double, and Garcia-Para leads off in the 6th inning against Holcomb. Righty versus righty, and the first pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Well, folks, last week, the Travs and the Mission played 4 games. 3 of them decided by 1 run, and looks like we are en route to the same thing. 0-1, Garcia-Para ducks under a slider, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The Travelers won the first game last week 2-1, lost 4-3, then lost 3-2, and 9-7. So those 4 games were decided by a total of 5 runs. Here's a pitch to Garcia-Para. high fly ball, deep right field. Espedo back over his head of the warning track, left to play it off the fence. Picks it up, fires into second, and Garcia-Parra in there with his third base hit of the game. A sliding double. He's 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, and he scored a run back in the first inning. Garcia-Parra having a huge day at the plate. All right, look at how the other missions are doing. James Holcomb has allowed 5 hits, and 2 of them coming off the bat of somebody not named Garcia-Parra. The only other hits, John Nelson single and Jesus Guzmán single in the first inning. So Garcia-Parra is the only mission player to reach base after the first inning, and he's done it twice now. The batter is LaHair, left-hander, pitch on the way, up high, ball 1. So the one thing you don't want to see here is the missions to get that run back that Trav scratched for in the bottom of the 5th inning. And they did have the tying run at third base when Brandon Wood was thrown out at first after reaching on the single. Here's a 1-0 to LaHair, and he lets it go on the outside corner. Strike called, 1-1. LaHair is 0 for 2, lined out to center in the first, so it took a very nice running catch by Dwayne Bacon, and a strikeout in the third inning, one of 7 Ks for Holcomb. A ball and a strike. A glance at Garcia-Parra. Now the 1-1 pitch to LaHair is fouled away over the bleachers. Well, into the bleachers, up to the last row. And the ball rolled all the way down the bleachers, and it's a pretty dangerous thing to try to run down aluminum bleachers that may still be wet. But a couple of guys figured it's a foul ball. What the hey? Go after it. Who cares if you lose your teeth in the process? Ball and 2 strikes. Holcomb needs a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Just off the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes on LaHair. Nelson is on deck. You got a couple of players here who do strike out. LaHair, 19 strikeouts. Nelson, 32 strikeouts. As long as you get the strikeout on LaHair, and the pressure could subside a little on Holcomb. Here's the 2-2, and LaHair takes low, ball 3. Holcomb has not walked the batter today. Been to 3 balls just a couple of times. In fact, this is just the third 3-ball count for Holcomb since the first inning. Payoff. Reached out and tapped it foul down the third base side. The mission's in front of the Arkansas Travelers, and LaHair back in there. Holcomb with the ball behind his back, whirling it around. Comes set. Gives a glance at the runner. Garcia-Parra, decent lead. The pitch is grounded on the right side, picked up by Elworth. Underhand flip to Holcomb, who covers for the out at first base, but that moves Garcia-Parra to third. So LaHair does his job. He doesn't strike out. He moves the runner up. And now John Nelson stands in for the mission. At a final score out of Shea Stadium, the Mets blank the Pirates 6-0. Only 4 hits for Pittsburgh. Tom Glavine gets the win. He is 4-2. Went 7 innings and struck out 10. Paul Mahallam took the hard luck loss, gave up just 1 run in 6 innings. Pitch on the way to Nelson. High drive, deep left field to the corner. It is gone. It's a 2-run homer for John Nelson, and that puts the Missions in front 4-1. A huge homer by Nelson, his 4th of the year. Big bomb by Nelson, 2nd hit of the game. Drives in Garcia-Parra and himself. And the Missions, who had a 2-0 lead after the 4th inning, now have a 4-1 lead at the top of the 6th. Guzmán now to the plate. RBI single in the first. Strikeout looking in the 4th. Holcomb back from the windup. His pitch is hit high and deep by Guzmán to dead center field. Bacon is back of the wall, and that is off of the top of the fence. That's a home run. It went over the Dagwood sign. It's back-to-back homers for Nelson and Jesus Guzmán. Well, the Travs went back-to-back in the 6th inning on Tuesday at Corpus Christi, and it comes full circle. Now San Antonio goes back-to-back. Guzmán's 2nd home run of the year. And, boy, James Holcomb, he was cruising. After that rocky first inning, he had set down all but one batter from the second through the fifth inning. Now here in the sixth, he is getting it handed to him. He gave up a double to Garcia-Parra to start the inning. And after the out by LaHair, Nelson with a bomb down the left field line, and Guzmán to straightaway center field. It just went over that Dagwood sign in dead center. May have scraped the very top of the fence before it hit the chain link. But as Patterson walks back from the dugout, there's action in the Arkansas bullpen as Bill Edwards has begun to loosen up. So now it's a 4-run lead for the Mission. And maybe we are not in for one of those one-run games today. Gary Harris will be the new batter. He's 0 for 2, and he'll take a pitch outside, ball 1. Here's a big difference in today's game and Tuesday's game. Yes, it was the Travs with the back-to-back homers on Tuesday, pitch on the way to Harris, and that is low and inside, 2 balls, no strikes. But notice James Holcomb did not intentionally drill Gary Harris with the very next pitch, because James Holcomb is actually an adult. The 2-0 to Harris is at the knees, strike 1 call. Juan Gutierrez, however, the young Venezuelan right-hander for Corpus Christi, was not really much of an adult after he drilled a speedo with a fastball following the back-to-back homer. The 2-1 is fouled into the mid of Wilson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Says a lot about how a pitcher rebounds after allowing back-to-back home runs. And some people might be impressed with somebody drilling a batter with a pitch because he gave up 2 homers. I'm not one of them. I'm impressed if a pitcher comes back and gets it out. The 2-1 to Harris, and he hits it shallow into center field. That'll fall in for a base hit. So now even the cheapies are falling in against James Holcomb. It's the 4th hit of the inning. You'd give it up. Only 3 hits during the first 5 innings. So Harris, with his first base hit of the game, looked like a little broken bat flare. The Mission's now with 8 base hits off of James, and here comes Wladimir Balentien. Balentien, who swings for the fences at all times, has seen 2 of his teammates go deep in this inning. So he might feel a little cheated. Pitch on the way to Balentien. Whoa, way outside into the dirt, went all the way behind Wilson to the backstop. Harris hit second base on the wild pitch. Nothing that Bobby could have done to block that one. 1 ball, no strikes. Umpires shift over to the other spot. Balentien is flying to center and struck out swinging. Edwards working in the bullpen for Arkansas. Holcomb getting hit hard here in the 6th. The 1-0 to Balentien. Swung on, ground ball, base hit in the left field, right between third and short. Harris was holding. He'll only make it to third base. Throw will go all the way through to the plate, but Balentien will also hold it first. So it's a real rally now for the Missions here in the 6th inning. They've sent 6 batters to the plate and come up with 5 hits. Justin Rutsey is announced into the batter's box. Ty Boykin is on the top step of the dugout. He steps out of the dugout and is going to be making a pitching change. This will be it for James Holcomb. He had 2 very good starts in a row. Looked like he was en route for another one. Holcomb pitched outstanding in innings 2, 3, 4, and 5, but got hit hard in innings 1 and 6. And the 6th inning proves to be the undoing for James Holcomb today. 5 1/3 for Holcomb, giving up 9 base hits and so far 5 runs, and still responsible for 2 men on the bases. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. You can turn a double play with AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet. You can make calls and access the net at the same time using just 1 line. Check it out at thenewatt.com. The new AT&T, your world delivered. Bill Edwards is the new Traveler pitcher. We'll give you a 60-second break. It is 5-1, San Antonio in the 6th. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Kirk Woolsey, we happen to know that you are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. So check out ATT.com. You can see all our best deals, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you can get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if ATT.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at ATT.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, as long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
taxes, other charges, and federal reimbursement for the cost recovered the extra. High-speed internet low credit applied after 3 months paid service and please at us.cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/auto details. Not available in all areas.
The AT&T call to the bullpen brings out Bill Edwards, the native of Memphis, Tennessee, who inherits a couple of men on the bases, runners at the corners with 1 out in the 6th inning. Edwards is charged with trying to keep this a 4-run game. A 4-run game means with Travis still in it, folks. This is a team that has come back from down by 6 runs, almost completed an 8-run comeback, so don't worry, 4-run deficit. It has been overcome before during this year. But it's going to take an effort by Bill Edwards to keep it at a 5-1 score. Numbers on Edwards, making his 11th appearance. 2 wins, no losses. Edwards with a 3.65 ERA. He is one of 4 pitchers to record a save for the Travs this year. 12 in the 3rd innings. Edwards has given up 15 hits, no homers. He's walked 7, struck out 5, and allowing a 3.13 average. He's looking to get a ground ball off the bat of Justin Ruckey and try to turn 2. Ruckey is the catcher for the Missions and struck out twice against James Holcomb. Edwards delivers from the stretch, and it's right down the middle, strike 1. The Missions here in the 6th inning on a real rally started by a Garcia Parrott double, 2-run homer by John Nelson, followed by a Jesús Guzmán homer on the very next pitch. Harris at third after a bloop single, Balentien at first. Pitch, ground ball, base hit left field. And scoring is Harris to make it 6-1. Stopping at second is Balentien. Really not a very hard ground ball, but right between Matt Brown and Brandon Wood. Tell you what, even though the San Antonio Missions really pounded the ball here in the 6th inning, they've also found the little gaps and alleys and the little bleeders through the left side and right side of the infield. Just seems everything is going the way of the San Antonio Missions today. That'll get them to 10 base hits. The run is charged to James Holcomb, so as of now, it's 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Holcomb could be charged with as many as 7 runs, and that's if Balentien comes around from second base. So Ruckey with his 9th RBI of the year. Ozzie Navarro now stands in, first and second, 1 out. Edwards with a strike up high in the letters, and it's 0-1. Navarro tried to bunt his way onto the second and was thrown out by the pitcher Holcomb. Popped up in the 5th. He's 0 for 2, hitting .266 to start the game. Edwards ready, and the 0-1. Curveball called strike 2. Got a good hook on Bill Edwards. No balls, 2 strikes. So now the Missions out scoring the Travs 6-1. They've doubled them up in the hit column 10-5. And pretty much all of that because of this 6th inning. Edwards gives a glance at Balentien and now delivers the 0-2 low. Another curveball laid off by Navarro. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Final out of Washington, the Marlins pummel the Nats 11-3. Johnson over Hernandez, Willingham a home run. Fly ball by Navarro down the right field line, slicing away from Espedo. It gives chase to the bullpen, but it is foul. And it'll be a 1-2 count still on Navarro. Any other final scores here? Not any from other night games. Milwaukee did beat San Francisco this afternoon 7-4. Carlos Lee and Jeff Jenkins going deep for the Brew Crew. Ball and 2 strikes. Pitch to Navarro low, 2-2. Derek Turnbow saved his 10th to lead all National League pitchers. And now look at that. You got Derek Turnbow saving 10 for the Brewers. Bobby Jenks saving 9 for the White Sox. And Frankie Rodriguez pitching pretty well for the Angels, too. Another foul ball by Navarro in the air, but that one over the bullpen and way out of play. All of those pitchers, Jenks, Rodriguez, and Turnbow, imagine this. They were all on the same team at the same time here in Little Rock. The 2002 edition of the Travs in the month of April. You had Turnbow and Rodriguez sharing closer duties and Jenks in the starting rotation. 2-2 to Navarro into the dirt. Nice block. Wilson keeps it in front of him, and it's a 3-2 count. It's amazing to think that even though that Traveler team sported 3 of the best closers in baseball, they still had the worst record in the Texas League. And Instead of a payoff, Edwards fires the second, trying to pick off Balentien, but he got back in there, diving into the base. Pretty decent throw by Edwards, just a little bit late. 6-1, the Missions lead. They have scored 4 runs in the 6th inning. Still just 1 out. They've had 5 consecutive hits. Another pickoff played second, and it is thrown into center field. Balentien was fooled. He should have been picked off, and the runners will advance. Over to third goes Balentien and Rusty to second. It's the second errant pickoff throw by a Traveler today. Bobby Wilson threw one away in the 1st inning, and now Bill Edwards does here in the 6th. Tell you what, Edwards had Balentien picked off. Balentien was about to start running to third base when Edwards wheeled around and saw him way off the base, but he threw it right into the dirt. And now the Missions have second and third and still only 1 out. The infield plays in. It's a 3-2 to Navarro, and he chops it inside the line at third plate by Brown. Throws to the plate too late, and Balentien scores without sliding to make it 7-1. No base hit for Navarro. He will get credit for a run batted in on a fielder's choice, and really not much else Brown could have done. It was a pretty tough play. Gloving the ball just in front of third base, next to the foul line. He couldn't let it go foul. It was going to go fair. And he threw the ball from foul territory off balance, but right to where Wilson was. As Balentien got a good break on contact and scored. It wasn't even that close of a play. So you credit Navarro with the RBI fielder's choice. It's his 6th of the year. First and second still just 1 out. Boucher the batter, and he takes ball 1 down low. So that is now 6 consecutive batters reaching for the Missions. Edwards has faced 2, hasn't gotten it out yet. 1-0 to Boucher. Ground ball to shortstop should be 2. Wood over to Rodland for the out. The relay to first is into the dirt, but Elwood scoops to complete the 6-4-3 double play. That's what the doctor ordered to get out of this rocky 6th inning. The Missions rally for 5 runs for the Missions on 6 base hits, 1 Traveler error, and 2 men left. Actually, 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Travs have an uphill battle. 7-1 San Antonio on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
At Gary Eubanks and Associates, you've heard us talk about what we bring to the table. You ask what that means to you. Well, these verdicts and settlements are real results we've achieved for our clients, as large as $19 million for one case. While facts differ and results vary on each case, you should put this experience on your side. Insurance companies notice, and that creates settlement. And remember, at Gary Eubanks and Associates, we'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Cashback, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 6.9% annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at ascu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Long uphill battle now for the Travs, trailing by 6, going into the bottom of inning number 6 at Raywinder Field. San Antonio in front, 7-1. They just finished a 5-run rally at the top of the 6th inning to break the game open. It was a 2-1 score going into the top of the 6th. And now the Missions have a rather large lead, and they hand it over to the bullpen. Yorman Bazardo is out of the game. They lift him after just 5 innings and 87 pitches. Adam Pettyjohn replaces him on the mound, so he's a left-hand pitcher. Matt Brown leads off 0-for-2, looking to extend that hit streak to 9 games. Pettyjohn's first delivery is low and inside, ball 1. Adam Pettyjohn is 6'3", 190 pounds from Phoenix, Arizona. And a 1-0 on the way. Here's Brown waiting. The pitch is fouled back. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pettyjohn appearing in his 8th game. He has had quite a season, giving up only 1 run in 17 innings, 9 hits allowed, 4 walks, with 11 strikeouts, no wins, 1 loss. The ERA 0.53. Brown, Elward, and Wilson to hit in the 6th. Pitch on the way, and Brown will swing and hit a slow ground ball on the right side of the mound. Garcia Parra, the second baseman, fields and flips to retire Brown 4-3. 1 out in the 6th inning. Bringing up Mike Elward. So Bazardo, with a very fine performance, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, struck out 4, walked only 2. In line for the win, would be his 2nd of the year. But remember, this is a Traveler team that has hit pretty well against bullpens this season. And Pettyjohn, he's been pitching great. Pitch to Elward is low, ball 1. Elward today, a ground out in the 2nd inning, and he was called out in the 4th on strikes. He was pretty displeased with the call. The 1-0 on the way from Pettyjohn. Elward takes outside, ball 2. Checking the Texas League scores on the Southwest Airlines sports sticker. Second game of the doubleheader at Frisco. Tulsa leading 2-1 in the 6th. Elward swings, ground ball up the middle and into center field past the diving Garcia Parra. A 1-out single for Mike Elward brings up Bobby Wilson, and that's the 6th base hit of the night for the Trav. Frisco won the opening game of that double dip, getting ahead 6-0 in the 2nd inning. Frisco finished it off 6-4. Tulsa in the standings. At the moment, a full game behind Springfield for first in the North. Springfield trailing Corpus Christi 6-4 in the 5th inning. Reed Gorecki of Springfield hit his league-leading 10th home run. First Texas League player to a double-digit homer. Here's Wilson. Takes a pitch up high, ball 1. Bobby Wilson has stroked 2 doubles today, equaling the amount of hits he had during the series at Corpus Christi. Elward with a careful lead. Pettyjohn's 1-0, and Wilson swings and misses. Off-speed pitch that came inside on him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Midland leading Wichita 3-1. They're in the bottom of the 6th at Midland's ballpark. They start with a first-place tie with Corpus Christi, 15-11, with Midland and Corpus in the south. 1-1 to Wilson. Bobby swings and misses on a high changeup, and it's 1-2. Here in Little Rock, it's 7-1, San Antonio over the Trav. San Antonio 10-15 record. Runner goes, it's into the dirt and all the way to the screen. Elward will stop at second. He'll get credit for a steal. Stolen base number 2 for Mike Elward. And not even a thought about going to third base. You wonder if that was hit and run because, Bobby Wilson didn't swing at that pitch, but he had no reason to swing at it. It bounced in front of the plate a good 3 feet. Travs trail by 6. Don't have many innings left. The 2-2 to Wilson. Swung on, popped up. Out of play, first base side. And that hits the very front of the roof. Wilson with 7 RBIs this year. And, boy, they let Elward alone at second base. It's at 9 feet now as he leads away. Pettyjohn's 2-2 inside to Bobby. And the count now full. On deck is Jason Espedo, then David Gates. Pettyjohn 3-2. Low, ball 4. So Pettyjohn has come in, and after getting the first out of the inning easily, has allowed a single and a walk, bringing up Jason Espedo. Well, now as the Travs have had 2 men reach, they really can't afford to not score at least 1 or 2 runs. They're still at the point where if they can still scratch back into that, claw their way back in with a run here and 2 runs there. Standing in is Espedo. He has walked and fouled out today. Left-hand batter against the lefty Pettyjohn. First pitch is ball 1, missing low, a slider under the knees. Espedo with 3 home runs on the year and 8 RBI. Elwood leads from second, Wilson from first. Shortstop Navarro backing off, and here's the 1-0. Fastball outside, 2-0. If you remember from the extra inning loss at Corpus on Sunday, Crabs rallied back into the game thanks to 5 walks by the Corpus Christi bullpen, 5 in a row, and a Mike Elwood bases loaded double. 2-0 to Espedo. Outside, 3-0. David Gates is on deck, so now it looks like Pettyjohn may be giving the Crabs a real spot to get back into it after the Missions rallied for 5 in the 6th. Crabs have 2 on and 1 out in the bottom half. The 3-0 to Espedo. He'll take all the way, and it's a strike on the outside half. Now a question, do you take again? Pettyjohn comes set. He's walked 5 in 17 innings. The pitch low and away, ball 4. And now they're loaded up for David Gates. Pettyjohn seemed a little displeased with the strike zone. Covered his mouth and looked like he shouted something. And here comes the pitching coach, I believe that is. That is Brad Holman of San Antonio, walking out to the mound. They'll give us a chance to remind you about the promotional weekend at Raywinder Field, Shell Discount Family Weekend with discount tickets located at a Greater Little Rock Shell station. Gets in for $3 a piece for the games on Friday and Saturday night. And you do need 1 discount ticket per person that you bring to the ballpark. Tomorrow night, the first 500 paid kids receive a free Jacksonville Jaguars bobblehead doll. All fans that enter the ballpark get a real, authentic high five. I believe some of the Traveler players will be at the gates giving high fives, so warm those hands up. Fireworks after the game Saturday night. David Gates stands into the plate. With the bases loaded, the Traps trailing by 6. Gates has grounded out twice today. Pettyjohn, the left-hander, deals inside, ball 1. With the bases loaded this season, Gates is 0 for 1. Traps 2 for 8 with him juiced up, no homers. The 1-0 to Gates is a strike at the knees, sinking fastball, and it is 1-1. First chance for Pettyjohn to pitch with the bases loaded this year. Ball and a strike on Gates. The kick, the pitch. Fastball fouled back. May have been the pitch Gates was looking for. 1 ball, 2 strikes. After a ground out by Matt Brown to start the inning, Mike Elwood singled, and then Pettyjohn walked Wilson and Espedo. But he got ahead of Gates 1 and 2. Eric Rodlin on deck, only 1 out. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a liner, caught at the shortstop, and he's going to easily double off Wilson at second base. That right there says everything about this ball game. Gates hit that ball a ton directly to Navarro. All he had to do was reach up for it and then walk to second base. There's no way Wilson could have gotten back. So the double play ends the inning, 6 unassisted. And the Travs with the bases loaded with 1 out get no runs on 1 hit, and they strand 2. We'll go into the 7th inning. It's still 7-1, San Antonio on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now, Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northwest Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
6 innings in the books here in San Antonio, and they have not been very friendly innings for the Arkansas Travelers. The totals for the Missions are 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. San Antonio stranding only 3 men so far. Meanwhile, the Travs have had only 1 run on 6 hits with 2 errors, and the Travs today have stranded 7. Travs have the bases loaded with 1 out in the 6th inning. David Gates crushes a fastball, a line drive right to the shortstop to start an easy double play. And boy, the baseball gods were shining on us to at least get this game in. With all the threat of rain and the, 4 inches of rain on Sunday and the soaked field that we have here at Ray Winder, but somehow this game gets in, but it is not a good game today for the Travs. James Holcomb pitched a fantastic middle 5 innings, but then got hit hard in the 6th. He is a total of 7 runs on 5 1/3 innings, 9 hits allowed. And Bill Edwards is back on the mound to pitch in the 7th inning. Michael Garcia-Parra trying for a 4-hit game. He leads off and takes a strike on the inside corner. Garcia-Parra singled and scored in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd and was stranded, and began that rally in the 6th inning with a double to right field and scored on the front end of Nelson's 2-run homer. A 0-1 from Edwards, low and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike on Garcia-Parra. He is the brother of Nomar Garcia-Parra. And just as his brother, he was a first-round pick. Here's the 1-1. Outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Garcia-Parra had a game-high 3 hits 2 days ago, and he gets 4 hits today. The 2-1, a ground ball to shortstop, and it's picked up by Brandon Wood. The throw to first base retires Garcia-Parra for the first time tonight, 6-3. So he does not get that 4th base hit. Here comes Bryan LaHair. LaHair is 0 for 3, which is interesting considering that San Antonio has collected 10 hits. And their top hitter, LaHair, who started today hitting .337, was lined out, struck out, and grounded out. It's on the way to the lefty, turned him away inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Edwards finds the sign, winds, right-handed deals. Fastball a little off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Left field corner is left alone by Aaron Peel. Here's the 2-2 to the left-hand hitter. And there's a strike at the letter. Edwards looking intense on the mound. The 2-1 fired inside. Ball 3. Holcomb didn't walk anybody over the first 6 innings. So San Antonio has had no free passes. 3-1 pitch is fouled off over the left field side, out of play. San Antonio certainly earned all their hits today. We had a couple of seeing eye singles and a blooper, but hey, you go back-to-back home runs in the 6th inning. Not much else to be done about that. Payoff to LaHair. Slider outside. So there's your first base on balls of the day for a San Antonio hitter. 1-out walk to Bryan LaHair in the 7th, issued by Bill Edwards. The walk that Edwards allows is the 8th he's given up in 13 1/3 innings. Now John Nelson stands in. Nelson is 2 for 3. Hit a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. He has scored 2 runs. Pitch on the way, and it is outside. Ball 1 to Nelson. 1-0. Edwards from the stretch with LaHair leading from first, and the 1-0 to Nelson is a curve inside, and that's ball 2. 7-1 San Antonio. Missions just dropped 2 of 3 to Springfield after taking 3 of 4 from the track. Edwards 2-0 to Nelson. Swing and a miss. He tried to hit that past the scoreboard. 2-1. Nelson's home run was one of those high arcing shots that just got inside the left field pole. The 2-1 pitch to Nelson. Jammed him. Popped it up shallow left center. Peel and Bacon deciding. It's Bacon calling it off and making the catch. 2 outs. Here comes Jesús Guzmán. But Guzmán continues to kill the track. After the series last week where he delivered 2 game-winning RBIs, today he has delivered 2 hits, a home run, and 2 runs batted in. All told, Guzmán in 5 games against the Travs, 4 RBIs, 8 hits, and 4 extra base hits, including his second home run of the year. Delivery to Guzmán is a slider inside, ball 1. Attendance has been announced, 2012. The 1-0 to Guzmán is right down the pipe, 1-1. Maybe those 2,000 people are on the roof. There ain't many people at Raywinter Field today. The 1-1 to Guzmán is ball up high, 2-1. Bobby Zimmerman working in the Arkansas bullpen. 7-1 Missions, top 7. 2 outs, LaHair aboard at first. Bill Edwards delivers the 2-1 to Jesús Guzmán outside. 3-1 count on Guzmán. Gary Harris on deck. Edwards entered the game in the 6th inning, following the 4th consecutive hit off Holcomb. They give up a base hit, but no runs himself. The 3-1 is high and tight, and that's the second walk issued by Edwards this inning. 2 on, 2 out for Gary Harris. Harris singled to center his last time to the plate following Guzmán's home run. It was a little broken back flare, and Harris would eventually score on the RBI single by Justin Roxy. Edwards ready. The delivery to the left-hander. And Harris swings a fly ball left field, right to Peel, and he'll grab it for the final out of the inning. So the Missions go with no runs in the 7th, no hits, 2 stranded. We'll stretch him at Raywinter Field. It's San Antonio 7 and the Travelers 1. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
When you're over your head in debt, you really pay for it. Late fees, service charges, over-the-limit penalties, but Care One Credit Counseling Services can help change all that. Just call them now at 1-800-676-9604. Agencies offering Care One Credit Counseling work to get those extra charges waived, interest rates lowered, even help consolidate your bills into one lower monthly payment. Their average clients save 30% in payments every month. Best of all, Care One counselors are dedicated to helping consumers, not hassling them. You're always treated with respect. So stop paying extra for falling behind. Start getting ahead today with Care One. Call now for your personal debt analysis at 1-800-676-9604. Licensing details are available. Get out of debt and get on with your life. Gather your bills and call Care One now. 1-800-676-9604. That's 1-800-676-9604. Call Care One now. 1-800-676-9604.
During the week, I'm a mechanic. John Martin, Max Life Motor Oil user. On the weekends, we race off-road, and I end up working on cars there, too. I've got a little truck I drive to the races. The engine really used to smoke when I started it up. Max Life Oil greatly reduced the smoke. 198,000 miles, and she's still going.
Valvoline Max Life Motor Oil has added ingredients that reduce oil burnout by conditioning engine seals. At 75,000, time to switch to Max Life.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We stretched them, we sang them. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning with San Antonio leading 7-1 over the Arkansas Travelers. First of a 3-game series. First pitch tomorrow, 7:10. Same on Saturday. And you join us on the ITT Tech pregame show, 6:50 both nights here at Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Eric Rodland to lead off the 7th versus Adam Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn in his second inning of work will deliver the first pitch. Rodland takes ball 1 inside. Pettyjohn slid through the 6th inning, walking 2, allowing a single, and the hardest hit ball of the inning was David Gates' line out to the shortstop. The 1-0 is outside, ball 2 to Rodland, 2-0. Pettyjohn did not give up a run in the 6th inning because Gates hit into a double play with the bases loaded on a ball that may have been the hardest hit by Trav today. 2-0 to Rodland is fouled back, 2-1. Rodland has scored the only Traveler run today back in the 5th inning with a 1-out single. He would go to second base on a walk and score on a Brandon Wood base hit to left field. 2 balls and a strike on Rodland. Here's the pitch from Pettyjohn. A little off the corner outside, ball 3. Bobby Zimmerman is still warming up in the Traveler pen, and so it seems Zimmerman will come on to pitch the top of the 8th. Missions have a right-hander throwing in their bullpen, and it is Nate Mateo. So each team now into the bullpen and getting the bullpen ready to bring out a new pitcher. 3-1 on Rodland. Pettyjohn deals, and it's swung on and hit hard into right field for a base hit. Rodland is 2 for 3 with his second single of the night. Now Dwayne Bacon will stand in. He'll get his first at-bat from the right side tonight after going 0 for 3, batting left-handed against the starter Yorman Bazardo. Bazardo, the pitcher of record for the Missions, gave up 1 run on 5 hits in 5 innings. And the pitcher of record for the Trav starter James Holcomb gave up 7 runs on 9 hits in 5 1/3. Pettyjohn delivers from the stretch, and Bacon hits a hard shot up the middle, but gloved by the shortstop Navarro to start a 6-4-3 double play. Nice play by Navarro, right in behind the bag. He kind of flipped it towards the side with Garcia-Parra waiting at second base for the force out on Rodland. There's a beautiful double play turn there by the Mission. Second double play the Travs have hit into in as many innings. And now with 2 outs and no one on, Aaron Peel will stand in. Peel 1 for 2. Tripled line to center and walk. Pettyjohn's pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, even the double play that Bacon hit into was a ball that was hard hit. And a lot of the Mission's ground ball base hits have not been hit as hard as Bacon's double play. The 1-0 to Peel is inside, ball 2. Well, I do think that a lot of the reason why the Missions are in front today is the bounces. They have gotten the bounces. 2-0 to Peel. Pipes down the middle, 2-1. And then, of course, the other thing is they've hit 2 home runs. Even if you take away all the other base hits and the 2 home runs by the Mission, I mean, there would be 3-1 San Antonio. The 2-1 to Peel is a called strike, 2-2. No one on. Travs down by 6 in the 7th. 2-2 to Peel. Check swing. It was outside, and on the appeal, he says he didn't go. So the appeal works in Peel's favor. The leg kick by Pettyjohn. The payoff to Peel inside. So Pettyjohn allows his 3rd walk in not even 2 innings. He's gone an inning and 2/3. 3 walks and 2 hits, but no runs have been scored off of him. Here comes Brandon Wood. Brandon Wood struck out twice against Bazardo before lining a 3-2 pitch into left field in the 5th for an RBI single. Pitch on the way here to Wood, and it is low, ball 1. But Brandon went a little bit too far around first base after that RBI single, and he was thrown out by Garcia-Parra, the second baseman, who had taken the relay from left field. 1-0 pitch to Brandon Wood. Up high, ball 2. Pettyjohn not having a very strong couple of innings here. He has been able to get the double play. Take a quick visit by the catcher, Rusty. Pettyjohn steps behind the mound. Mateo still working in the bullpen for the Mission. Wood is back to the plate with a 2-0 count. From first is Teal. Short lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on, high, drive to deep center by Brandon Wood. He's hit his 7th home run of the year, and that's on the freeway. Well, it seems that Brandon has found that little bit of a hitch in his swing and eliminated it because he got around on that one very quickly. Home run number 7 for Brandon Wood. He's got 3 RBIs today. Look at the Crowns within 4, so they are certainly still within striking distance. San Antonio's lead is cut down 7-3. And Pettyjohn has given up only 1 run this year, has now given up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3 today. Standing in is Matt Brown. Brown 0 for 3, still trying to extend that hit streak from 8 games to 9. First pitch is at the knee for a called strike. The 0-1 on the way to Brown. Swing and a miss on a Pettyjohn breaking ball, 0-2. I tell you, those home runs that Brandon Wood hit, he hits them no doubter. He really gets a hold of them. Beautiful swing. 0-2 on the way from Pettyjohn. Brown swings, ground ball up the middle, giving Chase Navarro off his glove. It's a base hit for Brown. And that'll extend the hit streak to 9 games. Shortstop actually stopped the ball, but he had no chance to recover it. He was able to reach out and at least deflect it a couple of feet behind him. So Brown with the Trav's 9th base hit. It's the 3rd hit of the inning. Mike Elward is called into the batter's box. Aaron Brown, the Mission's manager, is at the stairwell, but he's not going to be changing anything at the moment. Pettyjohn remains on to face Elward. Elward is 1 for 3 tonight. Pitch on the way, and it is right on the inside half, 0-1. Mission 7, Trav 3. Elward singled up the middle his last time to the plate. He's also grounded out and called out on strikes. Pettyjohn's 0-1. Swung on, high fly, shallow right. Drifting back a little bit is Balentien, plenty of room, and he makes the catch. Side retired in the 7th. The Travs get 2 runs on 3 base hits. They strand a man. Brandon Wood, 7th home run of the season, brings the Travs within 4. We'll go to the 8th inning. San Antonio 7, the Travelers 3. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Here's the wind-up pitch on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
7 innings complete at Ray Winder Field, and the Arkansas Travelers are trailing by 4 runs, 7-3 against the San Antonio Mission. Pitching change time. Call of the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Talk, surf, watch, go, and save. Do it all and get it all with services from the new AT&T, your world delivered. Bobby Zimmerman is the new Traveler pitcher. He takes over where Bill Edwards leaves off. Edwards entered the game in the 6th inning. Gives up 1 hit in an inning and 2/3. No runs, 2 walks. could allow one man that he had inherited to score off the starter James Holcomb. So it's Zimmerman for the moment. 6'5", 245-pound native of St. Louis. Makes his 10th appearance of the year. Zim will be facing Wladimir Balentien first. And he starts him with a curve for strike one on the inside corner. Bottom three hitters of the order, Balentien, Ruckty, and Navarro. Balentien singled his last time up, breaking a slide of 0 for 18. 0-1 pitch. And he'll let a curveball go outside, ball one. For Bobby Zimmerman, it's his 10th outing, no wins, 2 losses. He has saved 2 games. But the ERA at 9, 12 runs in 12 innings. 1-1 to Balentien. At the knees, a strike slider from Zimmerman, 1 and 2. Zimmerman has allowed 7 walks, only 2 strikeouts, and 2 home runs. Did pitch a scoreless inning against the Missions last week. The 1-2 is fouled away. 7 runs on 10 hits for San Antonio. The Travs, 3 runs, 9 hits, and the only 2 errors of the game. 2 unearned runs have been scored against the Travs. See if you would take those 2 runs away, it'd be a 5-3 Missions lead. Missions have hit back-to-back home runs today by John Nelson and Jesus Guzmán in a 5-run 6th inning. The 1-2, and Balentien hits a high fly ball to straightaway center. Bacon drifts back a couple of feet, and he makes the catch. Balentien is gone. He's 1 for 4. Standing in now will be Justin Ruckty. Ruckty is 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 6th inning, which came right after Bill Edwards entered the game. Besides that, Ruckty struck out twice against the starting pitcher James Holcomb. Zimmerman winds up, and he delivers a fastball for called strike one. Here's the 0-1 to Ruckty. Curveball a little low, 1 ball, 1 strike. It would be huge for the Travs. Zimmerman would be able to start putting together some quality innings, and the 1-1 on the way from Bobby. Swing and a tip off the catcher. Strike 2. Went after a pitch that was high and tight. Zimmerman has had previous success in his career. 2 stops at single A. A little bit of a rocky start to his first go-around in the Texas League. What the Angels would like to see him do is build up some confidence after start of the season getting knocked around, and really just small steps to get his confidence back. 1-2 from Zimmerman. Slider low, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ruckty, with Navarro waiting on deck. So Zimmerman brought in here. Really not too much pressure on. You want to keep it a 4-run game. That's still of a shot. 2-2 on the way. Fastball just a little bit outside. That was a pretty nice pitch by Zimmerman. Put a decent eye by Ruckty taking the close one, and it did seem to be a little bit off the plate. So it's 3-2. Zimmerman kicks. Payoff to Ruckty. Swung on, ground ball to the hole at short, stopped by Matt Brown, sliding, but he can't get the ball out of his glove. And Ruckty will be aboard with an infield single. Well, even if Brown doesn't stop that and Brandon Wood gets to it, it would take a pretty incredible throw by Wood to get the out at first base. That's been, let's see here, 1, 2, 3 hits have gone right into the hole at shortstop. Not hard ground balls, but not weak ground balls either. Semi-solidly hit right into the hole. Perfect placement. Navarro, the batter, takes one low, ball 1. Navarro is 0 for 3, but the last time at the plate, made a chopper to third base that scored a run. Weird reach on the fielder's choice. 7-3 the Missions. Runner at first. Ruckty, 1 out. Navarro fouls it at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Missions got in front of the first inning. Before the Travs even came to the plate, they trailed 2-0. James Holcomb allowed a 1-out single to Garcia-Parra in the first. Single by John Nelson moved him up. And then Jesus Guzmán based it up the middle, brought in Garcia-Parra, 1-0 San Antonio in the first. Zimmerman goes for the slider. It missed low and away, 2 balls and a strike. And then Bobby Wilson tried to pick off Nelson at third base with Gary Harris at the plate. He threw it away. allowing the second run to score. And the Travs went without a run until the fifth inning. 2-1 from Zimmerman. Fouled away over the first base roof, and it is 2-2 on Navarro. James Holcomb dealt 4 consecutive scoreless innings after that first. Meanwhile, Yorman Bazardo held the Travelers to only 3 hits over the first 4 innings and did give up a run in the fifth on a Brandon Wood 2-out hit. But Bazardo did not come out for the 6th inning. Pettyjohn allowed the 2-run homer to Wood in the 7th. Now Zimmerman trying for a scoreless 8th in relief of Edwards. 2-2 pitch to Navarro. Check swing, foul ball over to the first base side, and still 2-2 on Navarro. Navarro stands back in there, measures the bat against the plate. Zimmerman very quietly steps on top of the mound, puts the ball behind his back, looks for the sign, comes set, points the runner. 2-2 pitch, high and inside, full count.
That's all for PBR. PBR now be $1. $1 PBR. Absolutely last ball.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Navarro. Rucky the runner at first, top of the order on deck, Sebastian Boucher. Zimmerman sets, payoff, runner goes, swung on, base hit right field, and that will send Rucky to second. He tries for third. Jason Espino comes up, thrown to the infield, and is cut off at shortstop by Wood. So a hit-and-run single for Ozzie Navarro, his first hit of the game, with 12 for San Antonio. And the Mission Tech executes the hit-and-run perfectly. Sebastian Boucher will come up against Zimmerman. So the infield single by Rucky after the first out. And then Navarro goes the opposite field with a 3-2 pitch. Final score from Frisco. In the second game of the doubleheader, Tulsa achieves the split with a 2-1 win. Matt McCree hit his 5th home run for the Drillers. Harry is the winner, Rowe the loser, Corpus with his 6th save. And so the Drillers splitting that doubleheader with Frisco. They remain a half game in back of Springfield for first. Boucher, the batter, takes low, ball 1. So Springfield at the moment is trailing Corpus Christi in the 6th inning 7-4. So if the Hooks hold on to that one, you'll have a tie for first place in the Texas League North. 1-0 to Boucher is outside, ball 2. Let's see here. The Drillers now with a record of 16-11. Cardinals at the moment 16-10. Travs 11-15, and right now still 5 games out. Wichita 8-18, 8 out. 2-0 to Boucher. Swing and a miss. Dove under his bat. A slider from Zimmerman. 2-1. Top of the 8th. Mission's in front. 7-3. They've been in front since the 5th batter of the game. Man of the corners, 1 out. Righty Zimmerman to the lefty Boucher. Here it is. The 2-1 pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. 2-2. Midland leading Wichita 4-2, top 8. Rockhounds tied for first with Corpus Christi in the South. 15-11 record. And so with the Hooks leading the Cardinals by 3, and the Rockhounds leading the Wranglers by 2, they may stay tied. 2-2 to Boucher, high and wide, 3-2. Now, you know, it's a slow night at Raywinder Field, and they're closing down the entire concession stand at the top of the 8th inning. They've already put everything on sale. Pizza, PBR, pretzels. Payoff to Boucher. High, ball 4. That'll load the bases for Garcia Parra. Not the guy you want coming to the plate with the bases loaded at the moment. No one working in the Traveler bullpen. This is Zimmerman's mess to get out of. Ken Patterson walks out to the mound, and the Traveler pitching coach will be speaking to Zimmerman shortly. Traveler fans, how would you like your 14 to 16-year-old boy to be a Traveler bat boy for a night as part of the singular wireless bat boy contest? 8 lucky winners will be selected from all registrants to be a Trav Bat Boy for a night. And it is a lot of fun to be a Traveler Bat Boy. You get to dress in uniform in the Trav clubhouse, and that's why we need you to be a boy. You perform all the duties of a Bat Boy during the game in the dugout, and to top it off, you'll get 100 free general admission tickets for friends and family to come watch the game. You can register at the Singular Wireless store at 4546 East McCain in North Little Rock, and you've got to register until Sunday. You only have up until Sunday. And then your parents, if you're one of the 8 winners, will contact the ball club. We'll set up a day for you to be a Traveler Bat Boy for a night. You've got to be 14 to 16 years old. Those are rules that are stipulated by Major League Baseball. Zimmerman will be facing Garcia Parra. Bases loaded, 1 away in the 8th, 7-3 Missions lead, and Zimmerman pumps a strike on the inside corner. Now Garcia Parra has had a huge day. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored. No RBIs yet. The last time he came to the plate, a ground out to short. That could start a double play if he does the same thing. 0-1 from Zimmerman. Slider, and he left it alone. It goes low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garcia Parra's hit 1 home run this year. He is 2 for 2 with the bases loaded, however. Missions of no grand slam. Out to the lead for the runners. Rookie, Navarro, and Boucher. Infield double play depth. 1-1 pitch, fastball inside. 2-1 on Garcia Parra. And now there is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Michel Simard getting loose. Just in case Zimmerman has another hiccup here in the 8th. Zimmerman set the 2-1 to Garcia Parra. He hit him with a pitch. That has just been the kind of early season it has been for Bobby Zimmerman. He hit the batter with the bases loaded, forcing in a run. Hit him with a fastball, got him on the, looked like the left shoulder. So Garcia Parra, he gets his first RBI of the game, hit by a pitch. Missions 8, Travelers 3, with Ruffy coming home to score. They're still loaded up now for Bryan LaHair. Stretch in the first pitch. A strike on the outside corner, 0-1. LaHair is 0 for 3, and he and Sebastian Boucher are the only Missions players without a hit. Did take a base on balls his last time up. Big lefty with 5 home runs. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled back, and it is 0-2. Zimmerman tried the slider, and it just broke to the handle at the right time. At third base, Navarro. At second base, Boucher. And Garcia Parra at first after he gets his well-earned RBI. DeMart still throwing in the Traveler pen. They're down by 5 runs in the 8th inning. And Zimmerman laboring. He's allowed 4 consecutive men to reach. But he's ahead on LaHair, 0-2. Pitch on the way, inside with a slider. Brown off the line at third. Middle infielder straight up the middle at double play depth. Elwood and back of the runner at first, and the outfield chip towards right. 1-2 pitch to LaHair. Fouled it away. Went after the slider that dove inside. He seems to be a little susceptible to that pitch. And Zimmerman finish him off. Bobby has only struck out 2 of the 63 batters he has faced this year. And for a guy his size and his stuff, I should have more strikeouts. Could use one here with 1 away and the bases loaded. Here's the 1-2. It is strike 3 called on the inside corner. LaHair walks around the back of the plate umpire, and there's no way that was a strike. Ty Boykin comes out of the dugout. He's making a change. Zimmerman definitely got away with that because there's no way that was a strike. But, hey, we'll take it. That'll be it for Zimmerman, and it'll be Michel Simard coming in from the bullpen. And it'll be another call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Go online to att.com and check out their amazingly low price for blazing fast high-speed internet. Order today and get your high-speed internet at a dial-up price online at att.com. The new AT&T, your world delivered. Simard is the new pitcher for the Travs. He inherits 3 base runners and 2 outs in the 8th. 8-3 San Antonio. We're back after 60 seconds on Little Rock's Air America 1380 KDXE.
This is for Laura. Laura, what's up with those CDs you borrowed from Mariana and never gave back, huh? Listen, if you need music, sign up with the new AT&T. Get digital satellite TV so you can watch concerts, and high-speed internet so you can get the music you want fast. And give Mariana her CDs back. All that, plus local and long distance for under $90. So that's Laura's world. For everybody that's not Laura, if we can deliver options to her, we can deliver the right plan for you, too. Digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and local and long distance for under $90. Add Singular Wireless and save even more. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT or visit thenewatt.com today. Oh, and Mariana, you're welcome. FBC, now joined with AT&T, proud sponsor of the 2006 U.S. Olympic team. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and the Federal Universal Service cost recovery fee extra. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-270-0397 toll-free or visit att.com/bundle details. Not available in all areas.
Michel Simard has emerged from the bullpen. He's the second pitcher of this 8th inning for the Arkansas Travelers. Bobby Zimmerman goes 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits. He walked 1 batter, hit another with the bases loaded, struck out 1. And the 1 run against Zimmerman, he is also responsible for the 3 men on the bases. So it is Simard who is brought on to take it over from here. Very odd to see a pitcher taken out of a ball game after getting a called 3rd strike, and this has nothing to do with the righty-lefty matchup. Ty Boykin took out a righty and replaced him with a righty. So here's Simard, native of Charlesbourg, Quebec. 7th appearance for the Travs. No wins, no losses. .268 average against and a .482 ERA. Batter John Nelson, he's already homered today. He's 2 for 4. Big right-hander takes a pitch low from Simard, and it is 1-0. Base runners are Navarro at 3rd, Boucher at 2nd, and Garcia-Parra at 1st. Nelson has singled, homered, struck out, and flied out, and the pitch is fouled off, 1-1. San Antonio 8, Arkansas 3. Travs getting out, hit 12-9, and they've also committed 2 errors. No errors by the Mission. Simard with a long look at the sign from Wilson. He accepts it with a 1-1 count. The kick, the pitch. Thrown all the way to the screen, way inside. Coming home to score from 3rd is Navarro. The other runners advance. I thought he might have hit him with a pitch on the jersey. But that fastball by Simard was nowhere near the plate. It was about 2 feet, 2.5 feet inside. And now in this inning, we've had run score on a hit batter and a wild pitch. And now it is 9-3 San Antonio. So Simard's wild pitch scores a run, charge to Zimmerman, moves the other runners up. Boucher to 3rd, Garcia-Parra to 2nd. 2-1 count, pitch on the way. Sliders fouled off, 2-2. Nine-3 Missions lead by 6. It's their largest lead of the game. They had a 6-run lead after the 6th inning. And Brandon Wood's 2-run homer cut it to a 4-run game. 2-2 pitch to Nelson. Went down and missed after going after a changeup. Strike 3, and the 8th inning is over. The 2-run score for the Missions in the 8th on just 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We'll go into the bottom of the 8th. It's 9-3 San Antonio here on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. To stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
A mere
AmeriPride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. AmeriPride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an AmeriPride consultant, also specializing in the finest quality table linen, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for AmeriPride. AmeriPride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
Liberal progressive radio. It's kind of like a dream come true. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KBX North Little Rock.
Bottom 8 now at Ray Winder Field. The Travs back to a 6-run deficit, 9-3. San Antonio has the lead, and they've had it ever since the first inning. They just extended it from a 4-run cushion back to a 6-run cushion. The Mission scoring runs on a bases-loaded hit batter and a bases-loaded wild pitch. And now the Travs send up Bobby Wilson, Jason Esposito, and David Gates in the 8th inning against a new pitcher, Nate Mateo. Here's the new hurler on the mound for San Antonio. Call of the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet. It's more than just speed. Find out more online at att.com. The new AT&T, your world delivered. Bobby Wilson is 2 for 3 with a walk. He's doubled twice. Only Trav to be on base 3 times today. Mateo, a right-hander from the Dominican, works from the stretch at all times and fires a strike. And it is 0-1. So Adam Pettyjohn worked the 6th and the 7th, giving up 2 runs on the homer by Wood. Here's an 0-1 for Mateo. Wilson swings, a chopper to third, charging Guzmán, gloves it, quick throw to first base for the out. And Bobby Wilson is retired for the first time today. Pettyjohn gives up 4 hits, 3 walks, but just a 2 runs thanks to 2 double plays. Yorman Bazardo, the starting pitcher for the Missions, 1 run, 5 hits, 5 innings. Here's Esposito. Jason has been on base with 2 walks and a foul out to third base, so he's 0 for 1. Mateo, ready. Kick delivers, and it's up high to Jason. 1 ball, no strikes. Nate Mateo entering his 8th game. 1 win, 3 losses, and a 3.65 ERA. Here's a 1-0 to Esposito. Swung on, a hard ground ball to right to Garcia Parra at second base. Easy flip for the out. 2 gone. Mateo, he has been in some games here. You got a reliever who's entering his 7th game, and yet he already has 4 decisions. So it's he's been thrown right into the thick of things. Not very thick today, however. Really not much pressure on Mateo. No save situation. And he's not the closer for the Missions anyway. John Huber has saved 5 for them. Here's David Gates. He's 0 for 3. Righty to righty. Pitch on the way. Inside. Look out, Gates. He had a tuck underneath it. Ball 1. Well, Gates came to the plate in the 6th inning with the bases loaded, and at that point the Travs down by 6. He hit the ball a ton, but lined out right where the shortstop was waiting to start a double play. Pitch to Gates, swinging a line drive left field. Nelson leaping up, couldn't grab it. It's over his head, and it's extra bases for Gates. He's going to coast to the second with a stand-up double, and it's the Travs' 10th base hit of the night. Gates is starting to come out of that slump he was in for a while, and if you just look today, 1 for 4, but he's hit the ball hard 3 times. Standing in is Eric Rodlin. Rodlin extended his hit streak to 7 games with a single in the 5th inning, and he singled in the 7th, so he's 2 for 3. First pitch from Mateo is foul over the roof, 0-1. San Antonio in front, 9-3 at the bottom of the 8th. Mission's trying to go 4-1 against Arkansas. 0-1 to Rodland is on the outside edge. And it's 0-2 in the trap second baseman. Trav's getting out hit 12-10, but Arkansas with 1 home run today to 2 for the Mission. Trav has stranded quite a few more runners. Time called at the plate. Rodland out of the box. Trav has stranded 8 men today. The Missions have left 8 on, but they've had a lot more base runners. Time called. Ruxy out to the mound to speak with Mateo. Family Sunday coming up. Just 3 days from now, bring out your church bulletin to the ballpark, any Sunday home game, and get the entire family in for just $6 total, not $6 a piece, $6 total. And enjoy a Sunday afternoon at Ray Winder Field, old-fashioned baseball. Ruxy back behind the plate, Rodland waiting. Here's the 0-2 from Mateo. Ladder low. A check swing. They'll appeal to the third base umpire, and Patches O'Houlihan says he didn't go. One ball, 2 strikes on Rodland. Lead from second, Gates, huge lead. 1-2 pitch into the dirt, rolls to the left side. Gates wants third base. Ruxy's throw is not in time. Call it a wild pitch on Mateo. First wild pitch of the game for the San Antonio Mission. And for Mateo, his first wild pitch of the year. Infield a back up now. 2-2 count on Rodland. 2 outs. Bottom 8. San Antonio by 6. 9-3. The stretch by Mateo and the 2-2. No, he's going to step off instead. Step off and look the runner back to third base. He's leading by 6 runs. I guess it's about his ERA, so Mateo still working carefully. The 2-2 pitch is into the dirt and blocked by Ruxy. Got a full count now. On deck, Dwayne Bacon. On deck, Dwayne Bacon. Full count to Rodland. Long look at the sign from Mateo, and Ruxy has to jog to the mound again. They're having trouble communicating. So after talk on the mound, they'll figure this out. Game slowed down a little bit over the last couple of innings. They figured out what's going on here, and Ruxy jogs back behind the dish. Fielders, well, some of them have their gloves off, hands on their hips, just waiting for a pitch to be thrown. Rodland back into the plate. Mateo now finds the sign, and the 3-2 to Rodland. Swing and a high fly, shallow left. Nelson waiting, coming in. He's got it, inning over. Travs are done in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We'll go to the 9th. San Antonio leading 9-3. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at Ag Pro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Top of the ninth inning, and the Travs trailing 9-3 here at Ray Winder Field. Bill Elson with you on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. You'll go to the top of the, you go to the middle of the San Antonio order with Jesús Guzmán against Michel Simard. Simard came on in the 8th inning, relieving Bobby Zimmerman. First pitch of the inning to Guzmán is a called strike. Simard did throw a wild pitch, allowing a run to score, but struck out John Nelson for the only out of the inning. And 0-1 on the way to Guzmán. Here it is. Right down the pipe, a changeup called strike 2. Guzmán today, RBI single in the first. That was your first run of the game. And if San Antonio holds on to the 3-run lead, it will be his third game-winning RBI against the Travs. The 0-2 is into the dirt. Ball 1. Guzmán also homered in the 6th inning, following a 2-run shot by John Nelson. First time a team has gone back-to-back against the Travs this season. Pitch on the way, 1-2 to Guzmán. Slider low, 2-2. Guzmán, Harris, and Balentien to hit in the ninth. The 2-2 pitch fouled off right side. Travs have never had a chance really to get this game tied ever since the 3rd inning. The 2 pitches fouled off of the catcher and still 2-2. After San Antonio took a 2-0 lead in the first, the Travs got men to second and third with 2 away in the second. Could not bring anybody home. Had a chance to tie it in the 5th inning after Brandon Wood's 2-out RBI single, but he gets thrown out at first base. There's a line drive, base hit to left field, just by Brandon Wood, who went all-out effort for it, diving to third base, but unable to come up with it, and Jesús Guzmán has a 3-hit game. Gary Harris coming up next. That's the 13th hit for the Mission. Guzmán 3 for 4. Harris is 1 for 4 with a bloop single to center in the 6th inning. He would later score. Other than that, he slid out twice, popped up once. Nobody out. Simard's pitch to Harris is fouled off the left side, slicing over the bullpen in left field, which is occupied by a right-hand pitcher of the Missions, Mike Flannery, getting ready. Simard came up from single-A Rancho Cucamonga after just 1 appearance for the Quakes. With a 0-1, Harris is swinging a miss very late on the fastball, and it's 0-2. Simard did not pitch in the series at San Antonio. Appeared in 1 game in the Corpus Christi series. 2 innings, no run. 0-2 to Harris. Check swing, it was into the dirt. They'll appeal to the base umpire. And he went around and said, catches O'Houlihan as he fires a wrench at him. Strike 3. Here comes Wladimir Balentien. So Simard has struck out 2 of 3 batters he's faced. Now dealing with Balentien. First delivery low, 1-0. Balentien 1 for 4. A single and a run in the 6th inning. Other than that, 2 flies to center and a strikeout. 1 ball, no strike. Simard throws. A slider at the knees called strike 1. 7:10 first pitch tomorrow here at Ray Winder Field. Matchup will find righty Rafael Rodriguez against lefty Jason McIntosh. 1-1 to Balentien. Low fastball, 2-1. Rodriguez has given up 6 homers in his first 7 innings with the Travs. Only lasted 1 inning against the Missions last week. And probably should have a lot of strength in that arm. 2-1 to Balentien. Let a fastball go low, ball 3. So Rocky's ERA is 15.43, but hey, you can expect that to start to drop severely over the next couple of starts. 3-1 pitch to Balentien. Chopper over the mound, charging second baseman Rodlin, 1 place to go. He flips to first base, a little high, but Elward kept the right foot on the bag. 4-3 on the ground out, with Guzmán advancing to second. And it'll bring up Justin Ruxy. Saturday's game, Jesse Smith for the Travelers, who's won his last 2 starts, only Travelers starting pitcher with 2 wins. 4.67 ERA. And originally, the Missions were going to start right-hander Brandon Moorhead with a 6.89 ERA, but they're going to instead go to Ryan Fearband. Pitch on the way to Ruxy. Fastball called, strike. Fearband took a loss against the Travs, but has pitched well this year with a 3.62 ERA. And that'll be your pitching matchup Saturday night. Post-game fireworks on Saturday as well. 0-1 to Ruxy comes. Right down the middle, he let it go by. 0-2. Ruxy is 2 for 4 with strikeouts in his first 2 at-bats and singles in his last 2, plus an RBI and 1 run. 9-3, the Missions leading in the top of the 9th. Samard trying to complete the 9th inning. The 0-2 pitch, he struck him out swinging with a curveball, and the 9th inning is over. So Samard comes on, faces 5 hitters, strikes out 3. He did give up 1 hit in the 9th, but strands him. Last chance for the Travs, and he's 6 to tie, 7 to win. Tall order, 9-3 San Antonio, coming up bottom of the 9th on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KPXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller can call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Well, the Travs have had bigger comebacks previously under the Angels era. It would take quite a large comeback here in the 9th inning to do it again. They need 6 runs to make up a 9-3 lead for the San Antonio Missions. And in the bottom of the 9th, Nate Mateo is remaining on the mound to go against the top of the Arkansas order. And just in case he gets in any trouble, right-hander Mike Flannery warming up in the Missions bullpen. So here's Dwayne Bacon, who's gone 0 for 4 today, followed by Aaron Teal and Brandon Wood. Teal's been on base 3 times, Wood 2 for 4. But Dwayne Bacon is 0 for 4, hitting to a double play his last time up. He's also struck out. He'll be batting left-handed against Mateo. Mateo, in his second inning of work, gave up a hit, no runs, threw a wild pitch in the 8th. Mateo's had some trouble getting the sign, but he gets one here and delivers to Bacon. A very high fastball, and it's 1-0. Yorman Bazardo, the starting pitcher for the Missions, in line for the win. 5 innings, 1 run, 5 hits. 1-0 to Bacon is up high again. Ball 2. Starting pitcher for the Travelers, James Holcomb, is in line for the loss. If he does take it, he'll fall to 0-3. 2-0 to Duane is up high, ball 3. And Mateo has had some trouble with his release point here in this inning. All 3 pitches have been high. The 3-0 is on the outside corner, and Bacon not swinging at anything there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Trav's batters have taken 5 walks today. 10 hits. 3-1 to Bacon. Ball 4. Low and inside, not even close. The ball went behind the catcher to the screen. Bacon jogs to first base, and here comes Aaron Peel. Peel, he tripled in the first inning. Looked like a home run off the bat, but it hit the top of the Arkansas Federal Credit Union sign in left center field. Drilled a line drive straight away to center in the third that was caught by Sebastian Boucher. And Peel walked in the 5th, walked and scored in the 7th. 9-3 Mission. Leadoff walk, nice way to start the inning. Here's the pitch to Peel. It is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody working now in the Mission's bullpen, so this is going to let Mateo go the rest of the way. The 1-0 is a strike inside corner up around the letters. Out of the 10 Traveler base hits today, there have been plenty of extra base hits. 3 doubles, 1 homer, 1 triple. 1-1 to Peel. Is low, ball 2. 2-1 on Peel. Travs have left a man on base in every inning except the 3rd. 7 of them left in scoring position. Peel pops up the 2-1. First base foul grounds. LaHair towards the fence with room, and he makes the catch, reaching out with his glove hand off to the left side of his body. Kind of nonchalantly went after that ball, but he had plenty of time to settle underneath it and still made the catch off to the side of his body. Here comes Brandon Wood. Wood has crushed the ball his last 2 times to the plate. RBI single in the 5th inning. 2-run homer to the interstate in the 7th. So he's 2 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. 9-3 Missions, 1 out, bottom 9. Take to the base runner, not held on. Pitch to Wood is into the dirt, looks like a split finger, and it was blocked by Rusty. 1-0. Mateo kicks. The 1-0 to Wood is inside. He hasn't thrown a first pitch strike this inning. In fact, he's only thrown 2 first pitch strikes out of the 7 batters that Mateo has faced. 2-0 on the way. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep right field by Wood. Balentien at the warning track, looking up at the wall, and it's gone. Another freeway home run for Brandon Wood. His 2nd of this ball game. From 9-3 to 9-5. Second 2-home run game of the season for Brandon Wood. And it's the 3rd time at Travis turned the trick this year, along with Mike Elwood last game. So it looks like Wood has the swing he's looking for. After tinkering around with that little hitch in the swing, on 3 for 5 today with a couple of three-way bombs. So Brandon Wood today 3 for 5 with 5 runs batted in, accounting for all Traveler runs. Matt Brown, the hitter, takes ball 1 low and inside, 1-0. Still nobody warming up in the San Antonio bullpen. They had Flannery getting ready last inning. Perhaps he was just working between appearances. Thought he might come in. The 1-0 to Brown. Swung on, popped up, out of play first base. That'll settle onto the roof. Brown reached on an infield single in the 7th inning. It was a hard ground ball off the middle, stop by the shortstop, but it did reach his hitting streak to 9 games. He's 1 for 4. The Travs would need to load the bases to bring the tying run to the plate. And they only have 2 outs to work with. Here's the 1-1 to Brown. Let it go low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike to Brown. Bobby Wilson on deck. Mateo kicks, and Brown takes it inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. This cannot be the kind of appearance that Darren Brown was looking for from Nate Mateo. The 3-1 to Brown. Swing and a pop-up over the first base side. That'll again settle onto the roof. And it is 3-2. Mateo messing around with a lot of breaking pitches. But does he come with a fastball in 3-2? Now the stretch and the payoff to Brown. Bringing a ground ball to the right side. Garcia Parra fields it in short right. He'll flip to first to retire Brown, and there's 2 outs in the 9th inning. That'll bring up Elwood. So the Travs down to their final out, threatening to lose their 16th game of the year. They fall to 11-16. The Missions would jump up to 11-15. Standing into the plate is Mike Elwood. Elwood is 1 for 4 with a single in the 6th inning. First pitch, under the knees, 1 ball, no strike. You'd have to be able to bring David Gates to the plate to bring the tying run up. Pitch on the way, and Elwood sends a high drive to deep center. Boucher streaking to the warning track, and that ball's over the fence. Home run for Mike Elwood, the 3rd of the game for the Travs. They've now cut the lead to 3. Elwood has now hit 3 home runs over the last 2 games. That's his 5th of the season. And it was still rising when it went out of the ballpark. It hit the top of the screen monster, but goodness, what a shot by Mike Elwood. I mean, it's great to see the Travs rallying here in the 9th inning, but it's sometimes painful to think that it's too little too late when you see his power display like this. Brandon Wood and Mike Elwood homering in the 9th inning. Wood 2 home runs. Elwood 2 for 5. Here's Bobby Wilson, and he's 2 for 3. Pitch on the way to Wilson. Look out, high and inside. And Mateo kind of backing away from the mound. Bobby Wilson backed away as well. He didn't want any part of charging the mound here, not after what we saw on Tuesday. But is Nate Mateo suffering from a little bit of embarrassment from allowing 2 home runs out of 3 batters? Here's the 1-0 to Wilson. He swings and misses at a fastball, and that was right down the middle. It's 1-1. We just hope that was something that slipped out of Mateo's hand, because if it's not, then he needs to learn a little humility. The 1-1 to Wilson. Slider at the knees. Strike 2 call. One ball, 2 strikes, Bobby. Mateo delivers. Wilson swings, stays alive with a ground ball foul outside third. There is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. And just in case, the Missions have their closer, John Huber, throwing an occasional pitch. Just in case, the Travs are down to their final strike, trailing 9-6 in the 9th inning. 1-2 to Wilson. Swing and a miss when after the changeup and the game is over. In the 9th inning for the Travs, 3 runs, 2 hits, nobody left. Your final score, the San Antonio Missions 9 and the Arkansas Travelers 6. Winning pitcher, Yorman Bazardo. The loss goes to James Holcomb. No save. The Travs drop to 11-16. They are 2-9 here at Raywinder Field. And the San Antonio Missions are now 11-15, 5-9 away from San Antonio. And the season series is now lopsided in favor of the Missions. San Antonio is 4-1 against the Arkansas Travelers. Final score, 9-6, San Antonio wins. We'll come back with the totals and the recap after these words on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Back on April 13th, 1932, the Arkansas Travelers opened their brand-new ballpark to thousands of breathless spectators. In Raywinder Field 74 years as home of the Travs, It's been a breeding ground for big league talent. We've seen young men develop from fledgling minor leaguer to World Series hero and experience the highs of 9 league championships. Almost 9 million fans have spun through its turnstiles. It's where we introduced our kids to the great game of baseball. We've brought dates to the bleachers and sat through rain delays with friends. We've grown up and grown older at Ray Winder Field. This is our ballpark. The Trav's new home, Dickey Stevens Park, will be ready by April 2007, and the team's future is bright. But Ray Winder Field has been a part of the fabric of life in Arkansas for 3/4 of a century. During the Trav's 2006 season, it's our chance to say goodbye to an old friend. Call 664-1555 or go to Travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Reward. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible awards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try to like beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less-selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Bill Elson.
Welcome back to Ray Winder Field for your Allstate Insurance post-game report. Travs fall to the Missions by a final score of 9-6. And we'll go through the totals right now. These totals, by the way, are unofficial. For the Missions, 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors. They stranded 8. For the Travelers, it is 6 runs on 12 hits, 2 errors, and 9 men left on base. Winning pitcher tonight is Yorman Bazardo. His record 2-1. James Holcomb takes the loss. He falls to 0-3. You had home runs hit by Brandon Wood, 2 of them. He now has 8 on the season, ranking second in the Texas League. Mike Elward hit a home run as well. It's his 5th of the year. John Nelson and Jesús Guzmán went back-to-back in the 6th for the Missions. Nelson's 4th, Guzmán 2nd. Time of game was 3 hours and 6 minutes. Paid attendance today, 2012. The Missions now with a record of 11-15. Travs dropped to 11-16. And let's recap this one right here. Missions got in front early today, in front of starter James Holcomb, a 1-out single in the first by Michael Garcia-Parra. And after 2 outs, John Nelson would drive a base into the left field, sending Garcia-Parra to second. Jesús Guzmán then steps up, and Guzmán delivers what proves to be the game-winning RBI. Single up the middle, scoring Garcia-Parra from second base. That would move Nelson to third, and he would score on an errant pickoff throw by Bobby Wilson from behind the plate. So it was 2-0 San Antonio before the Travs even came to the plate. Yorman Bazardo was up to the task. He did not allow a run until the 5th inning, though he did come close. Travs had second and third and 2 outs in the second inning. Eric Rodlin flying out to center. Aaron Peel in the first inning had a 1-out triple, but Bazardo struck out Brandon Wood on 3 pitches and then got Matt Brown to fly out to right field. Pitched around a 2-out double by Wilson in the 4th inning. And the Travs finally got back onto the scoreboard for the first time in the 5th inning today. 1-out single by Eric Rodlin. He would go to second on a ground out by Dwayne Bacon. Bazardo issued a free pass to Aaron Peel, bringing up Brandon Wood. Wood crushed a 3-2 pitch in the left field for a single. It scored Rondo from second to make it a 2-1 game, but Wood would go too far around first base, making the turn. John Nelson, the left fielder, threw to second baseman Michael Garcia-Parra, who relayed to first, and Wood was caught off of first base, diving back into the bag for the final out of the fifth inning. Then things got out of hand in the sixth for San Antonio. James Holcomb had set down 12 of 13 until allowing Garcia-Parra's second double of the game, a leadoff double to right field. And that would be followed by a ground out, moving Garcia-Parra to third base. But then John Nelson crushes a pitch from Holcomb inside the fair pole in left field, a very high fly ball, fourth home run of the season for Nelson, make it a 4-1 game. But then Jesús Guzmán hit the very next pitch over the center field fence. It was Guzmán's second home run of the season. That made it a 5-1 game. Holcomb stayed in and allowed a bloop single to center by Gary Harris. And then a wild pitch would move into second base. Wladimir Balentien single to left, broke an 0-for-18 slide for Balentien, and it pushed Harris to third. Then Tyrone Boykin brought Bill Edwards out of the bullpen, replacing Holcomb with only one away. Edwards allowed an RBI single to left by Justin Rutsey. He would also allow a run when Ozzie Navarro hit a chopper down the third base line that was backhanded by Matt Brown. He tried to throw home and get Balentien to the plate, but Balentien beat the throw, and that would cap the inning for the Missions at 5 runs and a 7-1 lead. Trav got back on the scoreboard on the 7th on the first of the 2 home runs by Brandon Woods to the interstate. He hit it off of the reliever Adam Pettyjohn on the 7th, following a walk to Aaron Peel. But the Missions would score twice against Bobby Zimmerman in the 8th inning. He had allowed 4 consecutive men to reach after the first out. Infield single by Justin Rutsey. A hit-and-run single by Navarro sent Rutsey to third. Zimmerman walked Boucher to load the bases, and then he hit Michael Garcia-Parra with a fastball to force in a run. He would get a called third strike on Bryan LaHair, but Zimmerman was pulled, and Michel Samard finished it out for the Travs with an inning in the third. Last chance for the Travs in the 9th inning, and they would go down swinging against Nate Mateo, who walked the leadoff batter Bacon and allowed Brandon Woods' second 2-run homer to the interstate. Wood now with 8 home runs on the season, second in the league. They also allowed another solo shot to Mike Elwood at dead center, but that's all that she wrote. Travelers fall 9-6. They've hit 7 home runs over the last 2 games, but lose this one by 3 runs. Traveler bullpen struggled a little bit, especially Bobby Zimmerman. Zimmerman giving up 2 runs in just 2/3 of an inning. His ERA goes to about 10. Meanwhile, Yorman Bazardo was outstanding in the win. He goes to 2-1. James Holcomb pitched very well second, third, fourth, fifth inning. But in the first inning and the 6th inning, James did not have a very good time, and so Holcomb 7 runs in 5 1/3. He takes the loss and falls to 0-3. So game 1 of this series firmly in the corner of the San Antonio Missions. They win it 9-6 over the Travs. We'll come back after these words with the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because 2 great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and FCC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world, delivered.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back with the Allstate Insurance postgame report on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. We'll check out the scores from around the majors and the Texas League right now on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Beginning in the Texas League, where there was a doubleheader split with Frisco and Tulsa. Frisco winning the first game 6-4 with a home run hit by Kevin Mahar, 2 homers by the Drillers, by Chris Iannetta and Joe Gaetti. Walker, the winner for Frisco, he's 2-0. Steven Regis for the loss is 0-1. Corey saved at 6 for Frisco, but Tulsa wins the second game 2-1 to achieve the split. Matt McCree with his 5th home run of the season. Arias, the winner, 3-1. Rowe takes the loss. He's 1-1. Manuel Corpus saves his 6th. So the Drillers now at 16-11. At the moment, a half game out of first behind division-leading Springfield. Cardinals at the moment are trailing Corpus Christi 7-4. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Reed Gorecki at Springfield, league leader with his 10th home run of the year. Ben Zobrist, the young shortstop for Corpus Christi, hit his first. Final score out of Midland, the Rockhounds hold on to defeat Wichita 4-3. Jason Windsor is 4-1 after the win. Sung Song, the losing pitcher, will drop to 1-3, save for Alex Santos' 4th. Midland second baseman Kevin Melillo hit his first home run of the year. So with the Travs falling to 11-16, there's a good chance they may just be 5 games out of first, with Springfield trailing by 3 runs going into their final at-bat. Over in the major leagues, you got 2 games currently in progress, both out west. Arizona leading the Cubs in the 6th inning, 5-0. Damian Easer and Chad Tracy home runs for the D-backs. Tracy with his 6th. Dodgers and Padres, nothing score, bottom of the 4th. Now to the final scores, starting with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, who, well, you could have called them the former Arkansas Travelers of Anaheim, because there were 9 former Travelers involved in the win over the Detroit Tigers today. 7-2, the Angels defeat the Tigers. 9 former Travelers, the most former Travelers in the game for the Angels at any time during the Angel affiliation since 2001. Wladimir Balentien turned out to be the star. He finished 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. He also hit his 8th home run of the year. But Mike Napoli is also part of the story. Last year's Texas League home run champion hit 31, and in his first major league at-bat, Mike Napoli hits a home run. Becomes the 92nd player in major league history to pull that off. And he was joined by Casey Conklin, also hitting his first home run of the season. Travelers in the game, Sean Figgins led off with 2 for 4. He ran Adam Kennedy batting 5th. He was 2 for 5. All bottom 5 hitters in the order for the Angels are former Travelers. With Kennedy 2 for 5. Conklin 1 for 4 with a home run. Howie Kendrick was the DH. He was 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Napoli the home run. And Tommy Murphy also got a call up in the morning from Salt Lake. Murphy starts in center field. He made a sliding catch, finished 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Kevin Gregg got the win for the Angels. He's 2-0 after going 7 innings and limiting the Tigers to just 3 hits and 1 run. Brendan Donnelly gave up a run of the 8th. Frankie Rodriguez closed it out in the 9th. So the Arkansas Travelers of Anaheim with the win, 7-2 over the Detroit Tigers. And be on the lookout for many more former Travelers getting into that lineup time and time again. You might watch out for Jared Weaver getting a call up to the Angels sometime soon. Continuing in the American League, the White Sox continue their torrid start. 4-1 winners over the Seattle Mariners. Jose Contreras is a perfect 5-0 after the victory. And Contreras has now won 13 consecutive games. Bobby Dent saved his 9th and 9 tries. Losing pitcher Felix Hernandez, a former San Antonio Mission, falls to 1-4. Jim Thome hit the only homer of the game. It was his 11th. The Oakland A's pummel Cleveland 12-4 with Kirk Starley picking up the win. He's 1-0. Jason Johnson, the losing pitcher, 2-2. Home runs hit by the Indians. Travis Hafner is 11th. Grady Sizemore his 2nd. Boston, 7-4 winners over the Toronto Blue Jays. Kevin Euclid hit a home run as part of a 5-run first inning, his 2nd of the year. Matt Clement, the winner, is 3-2. Josh Towers falls to 0-6 for the Blue Jays. He has taken just about half of the losses of the Blue Jays this year. Jonathan Papelbon saved his 11th. 2 homers for the Blue Jays. Troy Gloss, number 9. Former Razorback Eric Hinske, whose playing time has dwindled down with his first home run of the year. Yankees double up Tampa Bay 10-5. Johnny Damon hit a grand slam, his 4th of the year. And Hideki Matsui hit his 4th home run. Little note, Damon hasn't hit 4 grand slams, he got 4 home runs. Randy Johnson, the winning pitcher, is 5-2. Orvella takes the loss. He is 1-2. Tampa's Ty Wigginson connected on his 9th home run. Texas over Baltimore 8-2. Kevin Millwood goes the distance, a 4-hitter, allowing just the 2 runs. That's 6 straight wins for the Rangers in first place in the American League West. Kevin Mensch and Mark Teixeira homered for the Rangers, where Jake Gibbons went deep for the Orioles, his 8th. Bruce Chen took the loss. He is 0-4. Kansas City with a 1-0 shutout win at Minnesota. Jeremy Affeldt, the winning pitcher, 2-2. Ambiori Burgos saved his 3rd, and it was Silva taking the loss. He falls to 1-5. In the National League, it was the Milwaukee Brewers' daytime win over the Giants, 7-4. Former Traveler Derek Turnbow, perfect 10 for 10 with his 10th save of the year. Doug Davis, the winner, is 2-2. Brad Hennessy took the loss. He's 2-1. Homers hit by Jeff Jenkins and Carlos Lee of the Brewers. Mike Matheny for the Giants. Florida over the Nationals 11-3. The day that the sale was approved by Major League Baseball, Mr. Lerner, the new owner for the Nationals, and they lose by 11 runs. Johnson, the winner for the Marlins, is 2-2. Hernandez for the Nats falls to 1-4. And Josh Willingham, the only home run of the game. Phillies double up Atlanta 6-3. Fifth straight win for the Phils. Corey Latta, the winner, is 3-3. Arthur Rhodes saved his first. He had a home run hit by Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard. It was Howard 6th, Rollins 4th. The Mets shut out Pittsburgh on 4 hits, 6-0. Tom Glavine went 7 innings for his 4th win of the year. Paul Maholm takes the loss. He is 1-4. Xavier Nady, only home of the game. It was his 7th. Houston defeats St. Louis 4-3. Lance Berkman hit his 11th home run of the year. Chris Carpenter took the loss. He's 3-2. Andy Pettit, the winner, is 2-4. And Brad Lidge notched his 11th save. Last final score comes from Colorado, where Aaron Harang pitches the Reds to a 7-1 victory at Coors Field. Harang is 5-1 after the win. Reds got home run from Adam Dunn, number 11, and Jason Rue. It was LaRue's first. Those are the scores across the majors of the Texas League on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Don't forget, you can always log on for low fares online at www.southwest.com. Your final score at Ray Winder Field tonight, San Antonio Missions 9, Arkansas Travelers 6. We'll wrap it up after this on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now, Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Feature is optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northwest Illinois.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
The Travelers fall to the San Antonio Missions by a final of 9-6 at Ray Winder Field. Travs fall to 11-16. San Antonio up to 11-15. Missions in firm control of this season series. They've beaten the Travs 4 times in 5 tries. Here are the official final totals tonight. We'll begin with visiting San Antonio. The Missions score 9 runs on 13 hits with no errors, and they've stranded 8. The Arkansas Travelers scored 6 runs on 12 hits with 2 errors, and the Travs stranded 9. Yorman Bazardo is the winning pitcher, and his record is 2-1. James Holcomb takes the loss. He is 0-3. First pitch to last pitch, 3 hours, 6 minutes. Those are paid to see it, number 2012. And your BC Powder player of the game today will be Travelers shortstop Brandon Wood. Wood edges out Jesús Guzmán and Michael Garcia-Parra for the player of the game nod because Wood hit 2 home runs today and drives in 5. Brandon hit both balls onto the freeway. He now has hit 8 home runs in the year. Second most in the league, only to Springfield's Reed Gorecki. And Brandon Wood, tonight's BC Powder player of the game. BC Powder, the official pain reliever of the Arkansas Travelers. BC gets into your system fast, and it goes to work fast. Headaches, backaches, or muscle pain, nothing works faster than BC. Use as directed. Well, and if they started, we didn't think we'd play baseball. And now that we did, maybe we shouldn't have. Travs had a tough time today against San Antonio, falling 9-6. They'll try to make up for it tomorrow night against this same San Antonio ball club. Rafael Rodriguez on the mound for the Travs. His record 0-1 with a 15.43 ERA. And he'll be going up against left-hander Jason McIntosh, who is 1-0. with a 6.28 earned run average. You'll have your first pitch at 7:10. Gates open at 6:10. And if you can't be at the ballpark, we'll have the ITT Tech pregame show at 6:50 here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Big thanks back of the studios to Brad Hicks, to those of the folks at minorleaguebaseball.com for getting us on the internet, and to you fans for sticking around for the broadcast tonight. Again, the final score from Raywinder Field in Little Rock, Arkansas. San Antonio Missions win it 9-6. I'm Phil Elson. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget, it is only a game. We'll talk baseball again tomorrow night.
Today's game has been brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.